How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
My point is, these guys they are coaching for their life out there. I'm Dr. John Pritchard, Medical Director of Parkview Sports Medicine. We are pleased to be able to help bring tonight's IHSAA Game of the Week into your home. Whether you're an aspiring pro or recreational athlete, our Parkview Sports Medicine team is here to provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sports-specific rehabilitation. So, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's game.
This is IHSAA football. Brought to you as a special sports presentation by Parkview Sports Medicine, a winning combination with the IHSAA, and by Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket. Also brought to you by Meyer, proud supporters of youth sports. Momper Insulation, with over 40 years of quality professional installation. Walburn Financial Management, providing affordable solutions to bookkeeping and tax problems. By Midwest America Credit Union, altogether better. By Signature Style Rings, enhance the self-esteem of your student athlete. Jefferson Point, shopping with a special point of view. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Aaron Chiropractic, specializing in spinal health. By Stiefel, a firm of choice. Tom Steel Tire Service, building trust with customers for over 30 years, and with special promotional consideration by the Fort Wayne Journal-Gazette. Nobody delivers the goods each morning like the Journal-Gazette. Now let's head to the stadium and join Joe Parson with all the action.
It's week 4 in the high school football season and a pivotal week in the Summit Athletic Conference as 5 teams are tied for second place in the SAC. And that all of them expecting to stay within reach of unbeaten Snyders at the top at 3-0. Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Parson, joined by Joe Walburn as we get set for our Friday Night Lights SAC feature, Bishop Luers and Northrop. Bruins at home again here at Spooler Stadium, where they have yet to win this year. Northrop lost to Snyder here last Friday night, Joe, 60-33. But it's not all bad news for the Bruins. Northrop did run for 296 yards, and can you believe that, against the Panthers? And they did score 33 points.
They did, and they're much improved. I think one of the more improved teams in the area. And don't forget about the quarterback, Garrett Shanley. I mean, he's thrown for over 500 yards, 6 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions. And that's what's key so far for Northrop. So they're getting the job done, averaging over 30 points, and they've outgained their opponents, Joe, by over 200 yards in the year. So the offense is coming together for Northrop, a much improved offense. The question, though, is defense and special teams. Giving up almost 35 points a game on defense, and they've had some special teams breakdown. So that's the key tonight for Northrop. Can they get some stops on defense, and can they dodge that big special team mistake?
Got some things certainly to clean up. For Bishop Luers, it's been a case of hanging in there. Knights have missed several of their field leaders recently, but were able to slip past Wayne 7-0 last Friday. Jalen Charlton's third-quarter touchdown run was the difference, but Luers defensively also stepped up, Joe.
Yeah, big time. Luers has some disruptors on the defensive line, Elijah Jett and Damon Williams. You know, each of them come in with a couple of sacks, tackles for losses, but they dominated Wayne at the point of attack with that defense. And that's been so important because really the talk for Luers early on is all the injuries. You know, they haven't had their playmakers this year. Didn't have Austin Mack just for the first game. They've been missing their quarterback, Wazinski. So Luers has had an awful lot of injuries, but that defense led up front has kept Luers in the game and gotten Luers to where they're 2-1. And now tonight we think some of those weapons are going to come back and play, and maybe Luers now can catch fire as the rest of this conference season unfolds.
Something has to give here tonight as Bishop Luers against Northrop. We'll step out for a break and be back with both head coaches. Northrop coach Jason Dorfler will join us the other side of the break. And this is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
The game just isn't the game without you. When pain or injury has you sidelined, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 260-266
4007. Whether you're an aspiring pro or recreational athlete, our team of certified orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, athletic trainers, and registered dietitian nutritionists will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sport-specific rehabilitation. We can get you back to the action quickly and safely. Just call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine, your dream team.
Behind the scenes of the making of a great play area.
I'm envisioning something really spectacular, something over the top. Let's draw up some plans.
Yes, JP.
Right away, JP.
Excellent idea.
Bold move, JP.
We'll get right on it.
I see a large fort with a giant cannon to slide down. Let's make it historic. Tie it in with the history of Fort Wayne. And we gotta have it soft so kids of all ages can play. Let's have those blueprints on my desk by Monday morning.
Jefferson Point and Lutheran Children's Hospital ER presents Fort Wayne's largest indoor soft play area. Parents can relax while the kids explore a fort, slide down a cannon, and crawl through the 16-foot cherry blossom tree. Over 2,000 square feet of indoor play area, the largest retail play area in the state of Indiana. Bring the kids and enjoy the fun at Jefferson Point. For details, go to jeffersonshopping.com.
There's so much to see. It's where you want to be. Jefferson Point, Jefferson Point.
Next time you're downtown and needing to feed your sweet tooth, you're just a few steps away from Rudy's, Fort Wayne's perfect location for stocking up on those famous to brands gourmet chocolates the Summit City is famous for. Rudy's is located just catty-corner from the main entrance to Parkview Field. In fact, Rudy's is a great place to meet up with friends before an event at the ballpark. There's even outside patio seating, ideal for relaxing after work. With a wide assortment of adult beverages and aromas to choose from as well, Rudy's, distinctly different in downtown Fort Wayne.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Just before kickoff, let's check in with head coach Jason Dorfler. And Coach, I know it's tough when you lose a ball game to see that light at the end of the tunnel, but I wanted to focus on a couple of positives. You did score 33 points, and I was amazed you ran the ball for just under 300 yards. Are those the little tiny building blocks that for a young team that are really a confidence builder?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all week, last week and this week included, we talk about handling our stuff, and the only team that has stopped us is us, and offensively. And last week we really ran the ball well. We complemented that with the play action pass, and we had 460 yards of offense. So it was a good thing to see.
And I guess what really makes it even more impact, you were out Jason Ash, I believe, last week. Correct. As well. Do you get him back tonight?
We're hoping he's gonna give it a shot. Still a little tender, but he's very, very close to 100%. He's gonna give it a shot. We'll check field conditions right prior to kickoff and all that stuff. But yeah, you're right. I mean, we're starting to add some depth. We have very quality running backs in Casey Lawrence and Keyshawn Edwards. Keyshawn Edwards 196 yards last week, so as a sophomore. So we got the pieces. It's just a matter of doing it consistently.
Let's talk about Bishop Luers, also a little bit like Northrop. They're struggling a bit right now. They've lost some key personnel, but the Knights always come to play, and they don't care whether it's 7-0 or 70-0. Talk about the assignment against Bishop Luers tonight.
We're really in a rare situation in that the team that we have seen on film is not the team we expect to play tonight. We expect their guys to be back, and we haven't seen that on tape. So it's very weird preparation. It's a tough preparation. But like you said, Bishop Luers, they'll come to play. They'll be tough. They'll be physical. And we got to be ready to go.
Northrop head coach Jason Dorfler with us in his second year. They are 0-2 here at home, 1-2 overall. A year ago in his rookie year, they were 2-8. They lost at Homestead in the sectionals 56-21. We are getting some light rain showers right now. Hopefully it's clearing up a little bit from the northeast to the southwest, but that should not be a problem as long as we do not see lightning flashes, and let's hope that lightning does stay away if it is in the vicinity. We'll be back. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. Up next, it'll be head coach Kyle Lindsay as they look to win here on the road here this evening. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
You've heard the saying, it's all about the Benjamins. Nothing could be more true at Tom Steele Tire, where it's all about saving you money. For over 35 years, this family-owned business has been saving Fort Wayne drivers lots of Benjamins.
offering quality tires and ASC certified mechanical service for your car. And that includes an oil change and tire rotation special, all for just $24.95. 2 convenient locations in Fort Wayne to serve you. Tom Steel Tire, not just a tire store, but a complete automotive center.
Satisfied with your bank? Have you considered a credit union? Midwest America offers about any service you need. The convenience of free mobile banking, debit cards, ATMs, free online banking and bill payer, competitive loans, mortgages, and more. Deposits insured to $500,000. Hey, consider this an invitation. Your next bank should be a credit union. Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
Hi, Charlie Momper here from Momper Insulation. It's never too late to add insulation. You'll be amazed at the results when our Momper professionals retrofit your walls and attics with high-quality insulation. When we're finished, you'll stay warmer and hopefully save money on your heating bills as well. Momper, the #1 name in insulation since 1956. Call today at 432-7543.
Sold. That's the word you expect to hear when selling a home. And Rick Whitman from Century 21 Bradley can give you and your family the advice, expertise, and satisfaction to fit your needs when buying or selling a home. With Rick Whitman's nearly 40 years of can-do experience, you'll find an effective method to accomplish your goal. Select the proper loan and feel the comfort of your new home. When you think real estate, think Rick Whitman at Century 21 Bradley. Call 260-704-6565. Be sure to ask for Rick.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Let's check in with head coach Kyle Lindsey. You know, injuries, adversity, they strike any and every football team. And if you're like a lot of coaches, most coaches, they practice this next man up philosophy. And you've kind of had to do that the last couple of weeks. And last week, Charlton gets you in the end zone. The only touchdown you got, the only one you needed, and the defense really stepped up big. You got to be proud of your D.
Yeah, they do. You know, when you're battling adversity, you got to find ways to win. And I think the coaches, they preach next man up because they have to. And we're the same. It seems like it's been a strange year. Kids in and out. We gain 2, we lose 3. We gain 3, we lose 2. It's just we can't help that. So the kids just got to be ready, and we're proud of their efforts during the week.
Well, the $1 million question I got to ask you is number 1 and number 4. Is there any update on their status, or is it a game time decision?
Number 1 and number 4 are suited up tonight. They should be ready to go.
Okay. Let's talk about Northrop. This is a team that, they lost to Snyder, but they ran for nearly 300 yards, and they also scored 33 points. That will get your attention. Oh, absolutely. They've got tremendous athletes. They always do. I'm most impressed with their improved line play on both sides of the ball. You don't run for 300 yards against Snyder, and you don't run around them. They're physical, they're big. Defensive front, they can cause some problems too. So we're going to have to be ready to play in all facets of the game if we're going to pull out a W tonight. Head coach Kyle Lindsey with his pregame comments. The Knights come in. They are 2-1 overall. They're part of that 5-way tie for second place in the SAC. They are also still ranked in the Class 3A, number 4 in both the AP and coaches poll. But the Knights are 0-1 officially on the road so far this year. Last season they were 11-3. They finished 6-1 in the SAC. They lost in the semi-state 17-15 to Andrean. We're waiting for the teams to come out. The Northrop band getting ready to make its presence out of the south end zone. And we're coming back with the reenactment of the coin toss. Our referee tonight is Jerry Parker out of the Fort Wayne area. And we'll have all that and much more when we return. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Every small business person has the same dread: taxes, reports, and bookkeeping. What are you to do? You know you can't afford the big guys to keep you legal and solvent. Well, now there's Walburn Financial Management to save the day. Here's their number. You're going to want to remember this one: 260-459-2240. That's 459-2240. Why? Well, Walburn Financial Management specializes in the little guy. With reasonable rates and sensible retainers, Walburn Financial Management, simply perfect for the small business budget.
Trust the doctors at the IPFW Athletics and the Fort Wayne Comets Trust. Aaron Chiropractic is well known for providing quality yet cost-effective care for sports injuries, muscle, or joint problems. They're one of the only clinics in the region to provide its patients with pain relief utilizing numerous therapies, including acupuncture, massage, and rehabilitation. Aaron Chiropractic is conveniently located in Northeast Fort Wayne. Find us on the web at aaronchiro.com or call 492-8811 to schedule an appointment.
McDonald's presents Things Said at Breakfast by no one ever.
Burnt toast. Hot diggity darn.
Rubbery waffles? I'm so gonna get my grub on.
Ooh, cold leftovers. Mama likey.
No one ever loves a bad breakfast, so get a real one. Served every morning at McDonald's.
Make mornings real and get 2 Egg McMuffin or 2 Sausage McMuffin with egg sandwiches or one of each for just $3.50 at McDonald's. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices single item on menu.
The market goes up, the market goes down. And if you're a typical investor, you may be playing games, trying to guess correctly when to buy, when to sell. That can be expensive and exhausting. Well, what if there was a local company with tons of investment experience to help you take some of the guesswork and worry out of investing? The name is Stifel, specializing in individual portfolio management. Stifel can help reduce the risk and worry of investing, building you a portfolio of quality, performing stocks and bonds. Give Stifel a call at 260-459-3989. Where do savvy sports fans in the Summit City go when they need to know more than just the score? It's an easy choice. No other media outlet covers the local sports scene like the Journal-Gazette. You get 7-day sideline coverage from the area's most experienced and knowledgeable sports staff. It's a commitment to Fort Wayne that the Journal-Gazette takes very seriously. When you need to know the story behind the story, nobody delivers the goods each morning like the Journal-Gazette. And even when you're on the go, you can still catch up on the latest sports news online at www.journalgazette.net or from your mobile device at www.jgmobile.net. Start your sports day right, every day, 7 days a week with the Journal-Gazette.
Every day, Fast Signs helps businesses like yours with their visual communications. We ask the right questions, recommend smart solutions, and help you build your business. Our knowledgeable consultants uncover your communication challenges and provide visible solutions. At Fast Signs, we're innovators, planners, and designers. We're more than fast, more than signs, and we're more than ready to help. Contact Fast Signs today.
Text the word FAST SIGNS to 90407 to receive sales and discounts.
I like things fast. That's why I like roller coasters, guitar solos, and race cars. That's also why I love Fios Internet from Frontier. Now with 1 year of Amazon Prime. I use blazing fast Fios Internet to get instant access to Amazon Prime movies and TV shows. Plus, I get unlimited photo storage, music, and Kindle books. And you can't beat free 2-day shipping.
Get Fios Internet from Frontier for $24.99 per month with qualifying phone service and 1 year agreements on new internet service, and get 1 year of Amazon Prime. Call 1-888-FRONTIER.
Oh, yeah. Life in the fast lane.
Get Fios Internet for $24.99 per month with 30 megabits per second upload and download speed, and get 1 year of Amazon Prime included. Call 1-888-FRONTIER. Limited time offer for qualifying services. Taxes, fees, and other restrictions apply. 1 year of Amazon Prime service included with 1 year agreement on new internet service. A maximum $100 early termination fee applies. Subject to availability. Fios Marks owned by Verizon Trademark Services, LLC, and used under license. Miss a great high school game recently? Or simply want to revisit that game-changing electric play that turned everything all around? Well, now there's a great new opportunity to do just that. Catch all the exciting action of our live radio broadcast simply by visiting SummitCitySports.com after our game broadcast. Plus, many other high school sports highlights to choose from as well. It's all new and available now at SummitCitySports.com.
Hi, this is Russ Isaacs, former head football coach and athletic director at Snyder High School. I can tell you from personal experience that next to winning a championship, nothing compares to receiving a championship ring. The ring is a culmination of high achievement and adds tremendously to a student-athlete's self-esteem.
Take it from the coach. Honor your achieving student-athlete with a championship ring from Signature Style Jewelry. Join the winner's circle. Get a free price quote and your artwork today. Call Todd Oliver at 800-273-8124, extension 3. That's 800-273-8124, extension 3. Write it down, 800-273-8124, extension 3. Or email him at todd@signaturestylegewelry.com. That's Todd at signaturestylegewelry.com. Signature Style Jewelry, the leading online retailer of championship rings, class rings, and fashion jewelry.
You're a superfan who will tailgate anywhere. The pros? Check. College? Check. your 8-year-old's Pee-wee game. Big time. And to prepare for this ritual, you head to Meijer for freshly prepared food and licensed team apparel. Proudly display allegiance to your favorite team with our licensed short and long sleeve tees, hoodies, hats, and jerseys. Plus, load up on fresh meats, snacks, and drinks. So don't just tailgate, tail greater at Meijer.
Brought to you by Meijer. Meijer is proud to support IHSAA football.
You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week on WGL Fort Wayne, Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Back at Spooler Stadium, I'm Joe Parson. We're waiting for the teams to come out here. The reenactment of the meeting in midfield, the coin toss. We'll find out who's going to get the ball first, which direction. Let's take a quick look at other games going on elsewhere tonight in the SAC. Of course, Snyder, the lone unbeaten now. They're number 2 in both polls. They're on the road at Concordia over at Zollner Stadium. Carroll drops to number 13 after the loss last week to Northside. They are at Homestead. That's a big matchup. Homestead number 12. And elsewhere, it's Northside. They're hosting Bishop Dwenger. Actually, it's Northside that's ranked number 12 this week, and Dwenger in their poll, number 18. Other games, Southside at Wayne. In the Northeast 8, very interesting matchup tonight. New Haven at Leo. Both teams undefeated, 3-0. New Haven highly regarded, and Leo ranked number 8 in their poll. Also, Woodland undefeated in the ACAC at 3-0. They're ranked number 3. And they're hosting Bluffton this evening. Looks like the rain has just about abated here tonight. Had some showers falling the last 20-30 minutes or so. And we're getting ready to go down. Our referee, as we mentioned, is Jerry Parker. 64 degrees, partly cloudy right now. Winds out of the north-northeast about 3 miles an hour. The big thing, probably the coolest night that we've seen so far this high school football season. Temperature will drop into the upper 50s by the time we get out of here tonight. Still waiting some of the specialists coming out. And it looks like we might be just slightly delayed. Unless they're going to go with the coin toss with just one co-captain each. You see just one Luers Knight on the field and one Northrop Bruin. By the way, while we've got a moment, hope you can join us at halftime. And one of our long-standing sponsors of IHSAA sports, football, and basketball is Ben Meyer. And Scott Hoffman, who's the store manager of the Lima Road store, is going to join us and talking about the Meyer philosophy. Long-time association with Meyer. He's a local kid, grew up, they went to Heritage High School, and has served some 20 years with Meyer. He'll join us and talk us about some of the neat things that they've got going on at Meyer. That's at halftime. Hope you can stick around. Still waiting, and they've stopped the clock with 2 seconds, waiting for the co-caps. Both teams are now on the field, so that's the good news. Just waiting for Jerry Parker to organize things. And we will have our meeting at midfield here, the reenactment coming up in a matter of moments. Everything getting squared away, waiting for the co-captains to come out. The field looks in very good shape here this evening. And you hope it has not rained enough over the last 24 hours. And as I mentioned, the showers that fell in the last 30 to 40 minutes to create some slippery conditions. And also tear up some real estate down there. Yeah, referee Parker motioning both sides to send their co-captains out. And let's go down on the field. And Joe Walburn with our referee Jerry Parker, waiting for the player introductions and the reenactment of the coin toss.
All right, Northrop, you won the toss and elected to defer, correct? All right, we're going to go here.
There you have it, Joe. Northrop wins the toss, and they're going to defer to kick. As far as field conditions, Joe, the field's in good shape, but it's slick, and I think the ball control could be an issue early on, Joe, but it's a big game for both teams, and for Bishop Luers, you don't want to take that second conference loss.
Great job, Joe Auburn. And again, some key players and nursing injuries will play tonight. We'll see if that's a factor. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
The game just isn't the game without you. When pain or injury has you sidelined, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 260-266-4007. Whether you're aspiring pro or recreational athlete, our team of certified orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, athletic trainers, and registered dietitian nutritionists will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sport-specific rehabilitation. We can get you back to the action quickly and safely. Just call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine, your dream team.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parsons on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Welcome back, everybody. Getting ready for the kickoff here at Spooler Stadium. Northrop won the toss, deferred. They'll kick from right to left to the south end zone. Austin Mack is back deep. 3 kickoff returns so far this year. He's averaging, get this, over 50 yards. A kick return has a long of 99 yards. He is back deep after missing last week. He's joined by Deshaun Bussell and Isaac Morgan. The deep trio, and Joe, the rain looked like it basically stopped.
Yeah, it's going to pass over. The field's starting to dry up, but it's a little slick, and it could be an issue early on.
They kick away to Morgan, far side. It filters through at the 15, works out across 20-25, gets by 1, works upfield. He's got some running room to the 45 and all the way up to midfield. And again, Northrop having problems with defending on kickoffs.
Yeah, if you're Coach Dorff, that's what you don't want. You don't want to give up those special team plays and give Bishop Luers good field position. But, wow, good one tonight, Joe. And I think we're catching these teams at the right time because a lot of guys are coming back off injury to play tonight.
Well, one of them is Noah Wazensky. And get this, what numbers, Joe? A year ago, threw for over 2,800 yards, 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Coming in, he's 11 of 24, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He sets up out of the shotgun. He's got 2 wide to the right, including Austin Mack. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Wazinski rolls right, throws the ball. He's got a man, that's Mack, and he slides down. He gave ground back to the Northrop 48-yard line. So the turf, wet turf, a bit of a factor, but didn't take him long. The missing troops from a week ago making their presence felt.
Absolutely. Wazinski comes in. You talked about the stats. They're very gaudy. But 6'3", almost 200 pounds, has a nice frame. And right there, Joe, we see a nice ball thrown on the run.
Deshaun Bussell had 1 catch for 7 yards, did run last week for 27. He's into the ball game, split wide to the left side. 1st and 10 at the Northrop 47-yard line. Shotgun formation once again. Motion, Mack, they'll hand the ball to him. Sweep left side, and he turns the corner. He gets to the 45 to the 40. He's got a 1st down inside the 35 to the 30, and all the way down close to the 25-yard line. Bumped out of bounds on the far side. So Austin Mack, who comes into the ball game after missing last week. 9 carries, 69 yards. He does have a rushing touchdown. A year ago, he ran for 4 touchdowns.
Electrifying. One of the best players in the area. And that time he gets the corner, and you can see the speed and even the wiggleness in the wet field, Joe.
He just kind of picks his way and reads the blocking scheme. He's patient, you know. He waits for the hole to develop.
Another good-sized kid, 6'3", almost 210. He's going to play his college ball at Ohio State. What's that tell
2
you?
plays, 2 first downs. Now they have a I formation. There's the home run ball coming left side. They got a man out there. They've got a catch. It's a touchdown. It'll be good for 29 yards. So Austin Mack, I believe, on the receiving end of it.
Oh, that was a great toss that time by Noah Wazinski. I think he found Deshaun Bussell that time on the outside. Bussell's a big kid, too. He goes 6'2", but Wazinski's back, and he shows you that big-time arm. He plants that back leg, Joe, and just throws that fade pass out there. And that was an impressive drive. And all of a sudden, for Northrop, you better strap it up and get ready because Luers has come to play.
Deshaun Bussell, his 3rd receiving touchdown of the season. 6-0 in a hurry. Here's the right-footed kick on the way by Peyton Howe. 7-0 with a stoppage here early on in Bishop Luers. Auspicious at the start here at Spooler Stadium. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
A trip to downtown Fort Wayne is not complete without a stop at Rudy's at 409 West Brackenridge. Next time you're headed to the baseball game, make pregame plans to stop in at Rudy's, where you'll find a wide assortment of adult beverages and aromas. But Rudy's is also a premier downtown location for picking up those mouth-watering DeBrand's chocolates. What better way to catch a game at Parkview Field? Make it a date for a stop at Rudy's, right across from the main Parkview Field entrance.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Didn't take the Knights long to strike. 29 yards on the touchdown. Wyszynski, his third touchdown of the year. And Deshaun Bussell on the receiving end, and he just had to run underneath it, Joe.
Yeah, and obviously Luers is such a different beast with Wyszynski back at quarterback. The ability to throw those deep passes and stretch that defense is going to open up those run lanes. So it's good to have your quarterback back. It's good to have your senior leader back, and Luers is off to a great start. Now we'll see if Northrop, their offense has been playing better this year, if they can answer that score.
Shatan Bond back deep along Tyree Washington. Here's a short kick, though. That'll be picked up at the 25 and fumbled, but then dove on by the Bruins up around their own 27-yard line. And Northrop trying to shake off some early jitters here. They have played well, but played from behind, basically, Joe, and you can't do that against Bishop Luers.
No, you can't do that. You have to get the special teams cleaned up, and that's been the Achilles heel for Northrop. As well as they've played at times, they've had a lot of special teams mistakes. And look here, Joe, look at the field position Northrop starts at compared to what Bishop Luers started at. So you have to play that game of field position. It's so important in high school football.
1st and 10 for the Bruins now. They work from right to left, 3 wide to the left, including Jason Ash. One back look. Garrett Shingley is the quarterback out of the shotgun formation. He's got it, looks to hand it off, and not much there. You know, last week, Kayshawn Edwards, 5'7" sophomore, really excelled against Snyder. He had 19 carries, 196 yards, and scored 1 rushing touchdown. Averaged over 10 yards a carry, but he's going to lose yardage here on this first snap.
Yeah, Edwards and Lawrence, both backs, are averaging over 8 yards a carry on the year. So it also says a lot about the Northrop offensive line, averaging 255 pounds across the front, Joe, and one of the much more improved offensive lines in the area.
Connor Stout at center, Cameron Cephas, along with Nico Broster, the guards, will check the rest. DeChandre Miller's in their tackle. Here's a throw, and that one down the right sidelines, incomplete, reaching out for it, incomplete. See if that was Mike Snyder, the intended receiver, but incomplete will bring up 3rd down and long.
And I like the play call because it's going to give Bishop Luers something to think about. I think Garrett Shanley is much improved, Joe. 6'5", 185 pounds, and he has the arm to chuck the ball down the field. So I think that's going to make Bishop Luers be a little bit more honest in the box.
Snyder stays in the ball game wide to the near side. He leads the Bruins with 14 catches, 243 yards. They've got to get up across their own 38-yard line. Here's Shanley looking for a spot. Throws, completes. That's the catch. I believe it was Jordan Dickinson on the catch. And very close to the 1st down. Let's see where they spot the ball. Had to get up to about the 38. It'll depend on the spot. The officials taking a look.
And Dickinson's strong. He goes 6 feet, about 210, Joe, and he's very strong with the football. He comes in, he's averaging almost 16 yards a catch with the 1 touchdown, but I like the weapons that Shanley has to work with the Northrop offense.
Snyder stays in again, near side. 2 wide either side of the field. Shanley waiting for the snap. He's got it and spins, looks on the screen, bubble screen. That's knocked down. Damon Williams, I think, got a big hand up. He goes 6 foot, 250. And they've got some big troops up front, also both size-wise and height-wise.
And you think 6 foot, 250, but when you look at him, you look at his legs. I mean, he is a hoss out there. And that defensive line, we can't talk enough. I mean, you take away Bishop Luers' quarterback, you take away their #1 playmaker, and the defensive line stepped up last week and got Luers through a tough matchup with Wayne. So I think when Luers gets healthy with this defense, Joe, and I think the defense has been a little bit better so far this season than what some of us thought it would be.
Bishop Luers leads 7-0 on a 29-yard touchdown pass. Noah Wyszynski has started here tonight. Here's the give to the second back through, and again, not much there as Luers stops it down, and it's very tough to make cuts, as you can see in the early going, Joe.
Yeah, and again, Damon Williams just beats the Northrop offensive line and blows the play up. And Jason Ash is so slick, he can't make that cut back to get upfield. So if you can get some push in a game like this, and also Savon Golden for Bishop Luers too, Joe, 6'1", 260. So when you have that much size on a slick field, you can really take away the cutting ability of the backs.
Bruins trying to reach their own 48 now on this third down snap. They come in 9 of 33 for 27% on third downs. Here's the snap to Shanley. Looks for the inside screen now. Throws the fade left side, but that sails out of bounds. Overshot his intended receiver. And that was intended for Ben Aruza. No chance on that one, so it'll bring up fourth down. And we'll see if Cameron Fox will come in to punt the ball away.
And it's tough to pick on Austin Mack's side. You almost want to say to Shanley, why don't you try the other side? That time Mack had good coverage and, again, good defense with Bishop Luers. And now it's been an adventure with these punts for Northrop, so we'll see if the special teams
and Joe,
is better.
I thought he had the slant open there in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he did. And he needs to really work his reads. That time he went outside with the deep ball, but if that's covered, you're taught to come back to the inside and make that throw.
Fox, who has 11 punts this year, has a long of 50. He's averaging over 34, about 34.5 yards a punt. Steps into it at about the 28. Nice bounding ball, goes out of bounds somewhere inside the Luers 30-yard line. We'll see where they mark it up, and it'll be the Knights back on the attack offensively. 9:08 remains here in the opening quarter. It is 7-0 Bishop Luers. Remember, last week they did not score a touchdown. Sons, Noah Wazinski and Austin Mack until the third quarter. It was Jalen Charlton who took them into the end zone. That would be the only touchdown they needed to defeat Wayne 7-0.
And it has to feel good for Coach Lindsay to have your weapons back. And, you know, I was here. I saw the Bishop Luers-Snyder game, Joe. And in the first half, without their weapons, they were giving Snyder fits. So this is a good Bishop Luers team.
1st and 10, Wazinski out of the shotgun formation. Mack is split wide to the right side. And here's a checkoff and trying to scramble with it. And Wazinski is going to be dropped for a loss. Now a penalty flag comes in right where the tackle was made back inside the 20-yard line. Let's see if maybe they caught a piece of the face mask.
I'll tell you, Jalon Daniels, 6'2", 220, the wing linebacker for Northrop, scrapes and makes that play, and he's made plays all season long, Joe.
It is a face mask penalty.
That's too bad because Jalon Daniels beats the Bishop Luers offensive tackle, you know, corrals Wazinski, which is a big quarterback. He's almost 200 pounds, drops him like a rock and then gets a face mask. And that's what's frustrating for Coach Dorfler. You want to have those mistakes cleaned up. We make a good physical play, but let's not make a mistake and take away that yardage.
1st and 10 now with the penalty yardage marked off. The Bruins in penalties last week had 5 for 30 yards. That was a costly one there. Now they're going to run the ball. Off tackle run to the left side. That's Jalen Charlton. And looking to spin up to about the 40-yard line. So he's going to pick up about 6-7 yards on that carry.
And he's a kid who's come on for Bishop Luers. You know, good back, runs with his eyes up. And I think he really has pretty good pad level too, Joe. And not bad size-wise for a kid. 6'1", 185, and only a junior.
He does gain 6, 2nd down and 4. Had 20 rushes last week against Wayne. Picked up 81 yards, and of course the all-important, the lone touchdown of the ball game. Mack wide to the right side. And here is Wazinski reading that Northrop defense. Play clock is down the 4th. Here's a screen coming left side. They take what Northrop gives. They'll have a first down, though. Catch is made, a deep cushion that time given by the Bruins, and the catch and the run up to the 48-yard lines by Bishop Luers.
Yeah, too much of a cushion. You know, that's an easy pitch and catch for Wazinski to get the ball out there to his wide receiver. Northrop has to tighten down on that, Joe, and I know it's tough because you hate to play man-to-man on the outside, especially with Mack and some of the weapons that Luers has, but you have to tighten down those plays or Wazinski's too good and too accurate, and he's going to pick you to death.
Still have 7:56 remaining in the opening quarter. Luers approaching midfield. They've got 1st and 10. They lead 7-0. Wazinski screens the ball. No, he fakes. Now throws the ball. He's got Mack. Mack in the middle of the field. Gets by 1, gets by 2, and then hauled down. Got a yard deep into Northrup territory to the 49.
Yeah, nice screenplay that time, but how about the Northrop corner that time? Javon McBride, the sophomore, comes up and puts the wood to the senior.
I like how they flowed to the football.
That's right. Northrop's better. Northrop is more physical. They chase harder. They're a better football team this year. It's just a question about mistakes. But, you know, these plays become big. You don't want to get down 14-0. And Luers, you know, having their weapons back, they look a lot more businesslike tonight, Joe. They got a lot more pep in their step.
Isaac Morgan into the ball game. He's part of a trips package. Now comes in motion, left to right behind the line of scrimmage. Wazinski drops to throw, screens the ball, nobody home. Well, that time might have been intended for Dippold, Justin Dippold coming out of the backfield, but now it'll be 3rd down and 7. And Joe, big games going on tonight. How about that New Haven game at Leo? Both teams undefeated.
A monster game. You know, what a great game that will be. And you know East Noble's watching in the wings to see what happens with that. But how about Snyder over at Concordia? We thought Concordia looked a lot better last week. And how about desperation time possibly for Homestead and Carroll? Both teams getting surprising defeats. And all of a sudden, you get one loss in this conference, you're playing for your life.
Yeah, you're in trouble. 3rd down and 7. The Knights trying to reach the Bruin 42-yard line, just inside that now. On this 3rd down snap, Wazinski to the air, throws near side. He's got a wide open catch. Mack again gets by 1. Now cuts to the 30, dragging tacklers with him inside and he's still loose inside the 15 down to the 10-yard line, and he just will not go down.
Not at all, and I love that play because of the timing. Wazinski throws the ball before Matt comes out of his break. When Matt comes out of his break, he just gobbles the ball up, plants the outside leg, Joe, and almost takes it to the end zone. So that's a couple of seniors that have worked together so long, and you see the efficiency in the Luers pass game, and you can see the field is slick, but it seems to be an advantage for the offense.
We're going to see some sun up here in the western horizon coming up shortly. 6:50 remaining, and it's 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. And let's see, we're going to have a timeout called, I believe. Not sure who it'll go against. Timeout on the field called by the Knights. So 7-0, but the Knights driving when we return. IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
You've heard the saying, it's all about the Benjamins. Nothing could be more true at Tom Steele Tire, where it's all about saving you money. For over 35 years, this family-owned business has been saving Fort Wayne drivers lots of Benjamins. Offering quality tires and ASE-certified mechanical service for your car, and that includes an oil change and tire rotation special, all for just $24.95. 2 convenient locations in Fort Wayne to serve you. Tom Steele Tire, not just a tire store, but a complete automotive center.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parsons on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Knights taking the timeout. That is their first of the night. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the 11, leading it already 7-0. And they'll have 2 wide either side of the field. Up in the slot to the left side, they'll bring Carter Gilly in. And the running back is going to be Justin Dippold. Here's Wazinski. Looks, checks off, throw to the corner of the end zone. Too far, intended for Mack. Thought about trying to go up and make a right-hand catch, but he couldn't get a foot in bounds.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a penalty on Northrop. I think it's going to be pass interference possibly on Northrop that time. Or excuse me, Joe, it's going to be a hold on the defensive back out there. So a break for Bishop Luers. The receivers were covered. I think Wazinski was just throwing that football away. But you got to be careful with Austin Mack. You know, he's going to get an awful lot of attention, and that time Northrop holds.
You know, I've been around enough long time, Joe, to know that a lot of coaches say, I'd rather have you hold than give up 6.
Yeah, it was a double move, so maybe it's not a bad play for North. That's a good point you make, Joe. It's a double move, so maybe holding him prevents the touchdown. But I can't stress right now for Northrop, this is a big goal line series for them.
Now it's 1st and goal, nose of the football just outside the 5. Deshaun Bussell ready as a touchdown catch wide left. Dippold in the backfield, motion by Mack. They'll hand the ball to him on a sweep. Looking, turn the corner, being chased, and he will walk into the end zone. Nobody really laid a glove on him. 5-yard touchdown run at the 6:38 mark, just like that. 13-0 Knights.
Bishop Luers is such a different team when they're at full strength. You can see the speed that time by Mack. He had the corner before Northrop could react, so all of a sudden it could be a woodshed game right now for Northrop because Luers looks strong. And I'm telling you, Joe, I saw the Luers and Snyder game. In the first half, Luers was giving it to Snyder without these guys.
Peyton Howe on to attempt the extra point, trying to make it a 14-0 lead. Low snap, fire plays on. And that is going to go nowhere. As Morgan, I believe it is the holder and brought down, so it'll remain 13-0. We have a break in the action here at Spooler Stadium. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Satisfied with your bank? Have you considered a credit union? Midwest America offers about any service you need. The convenience of free mobile banking, debit cards, ATMs, free online banking and bill payer, competitive loans, mortgages, and more. Deposits insured to $500,000. Hey, consider this an invitation. Your next bank should be a credit union. Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Bruins in a hole here at home. They trail it early on at 13-0. They'll get the ball back once again, moving right to left. Glad you could join us. Hey, we may need to get the sunglasses out briefly.
Who would have thought it? And, Joe, we got some early scores. These are all first-quarter scores. Out in New Haven, Leo's out front early, 7-0. Over at Zoner, Bishop Dwenger 7, Northside nothing. Snyder 7, Concordia 6. Bishop Luers here, as we mentioned, 13-0 over Northrop, and Homestead, maybe a bit of a surprise, 7-0 over Carroll.
Here's a ball that it's fielded up close, up around the 34-yard line. And I believe that was Jordan Dickinson, one of the up returners for the Bruins. So it'll be decent field position for Northrop, trying to get things going now. They're on the short end of this 13-0 score.
Yeah, important to get something going here for Northrop. You know, down 13-0, and you can feel that Luers has their A game tonight. Northrop needs a drive, and they also need to take some time off the clock to rest that defense.
Jason Ash is checked into the ball game. He's the running back now, offset to the left side of Garrett Shanley. 1st and 10. They'll give the ball to Ash, and he's bumped and hit hard. Plows forward. Yeah, I tell you what, that's just superhuman effort because Luers had that stacked up for a loss, but Ash is able to get +2.
Yeah, Luers is so strong up front, and those linebackers are good too. That time it was Chance Richard making the tackle that time, Joe. So good linebackers, good strength up front.
Ash stays in as the running back, 2 wide to the left, 2 wide to the right, the short side of the field. Shanley barking out the signals, looks, fakes the handoff. Left-hander throws the ball in the slot, and that's knocked away. They're looking for a flag. Aruza was the intended receiver. Coverage as the rain begins to fall a little bit. It's just a shower. Isaac Morgan had the coverage.
Yeah, good coverage with Morgan. He closed down on that play, and Shanley was about a second late delivering that football, and that allowed Morgan to close down on that play. So another big 3rd down with Northrop, and you hate to be 3 and out here with the way Luers is rolling through your defense.
Ty Smith brings the play in from the near side. It's 3rd down and 7, let's call it. Bruins trying to reach their own 46-yard line. They've got to do that right on this snap. Shanley again looking to throw, fakes, rushes on, screens the ball. They've got Ash turning to the corner right side. He's not going to get the 1st down. Fought his way up to about the 43-yard line. Or was that Casey Lawrence?
Could have been Casey Lawrence that time on the screen, but decision here. Do you punt the ball here, Joe? I mean, I know it's early in the game, and I guess you have to, you know, on your side of the 50, 4th and 5, but it would be tempting to roll the dice here. And that's my feeling, because you hate to have your defense come back on with the way Bishop Luers is pushing you around.
Yeah, that defense needs a bit of a break. We still have 5:51 remaining in this opening quarter, and it is 13-0 Knights. Cameron Fox in to punt the ball, waiting back inside his 30 at the 28. Will step into it about the 33. Got a nice high wobbly ball. That'll be caught back around the 15-yard line. Running room to the left, and that breaks down to the 25 for a moment. So Luers, they'll get the ball back again. Their 3rd possession. They've scored twice already on their first 2 possessions, and they work 1st and 10.
When you told me to bring my rain jacket, you didn't say anything about the sunglasses. So, I mean, I'm trying to get the memos right. I mean, what is it? Are we going to have rain, snow, sunshine?
Yes,
is it
to all the
above.
It's Indiana, buddy. Wait a minute, it'll change.
Absolutely. It's going to be a nice evening, though, with the way that rain blows over a little bit. I used to hate that playing quarterback. I hated the rain because then you had to carry a towel. Then you had to wipe your hands on the center's rear end and try to get your hands dry and the ball's wet. I used to hate that. Give me some sunshine. Love the sunshine.
1st and 10, and here come the Knights once again. Play action fake, and now in a reverse, they hand the ball to Mack, and he's got running room to the left side. He's got a first down left sidelines and all the way up the midfield and out of bounds somewhere around the Northrop 45. A little razzle-dazzle that time. An influence play, Joe, that started out to the right, and they hit on the reverse. And Mack coming back.
Just so smooth with his steps, Joe. And it's to the point you almost need to put somebody on Mack just to kind of shadow him, but they move him all around the field. But bring him back across the formation is so dangerous. And he's a big kid, and those cuts are just so smooth out there.
Well, he did step out of bounds back at his own 44-yard line. Nonetheless, it is a first down. And Mack stays in wide to the right side. And Carter Gillies in the slot position here to the wide side of the field as well. Nowazinski's got motion left to right, looks on the misdirection, hands it off. Here's a run for a big gainer again, a first down, and they are tough to bring down. That was Dippold, the 203-pound senior who carried last week 12 times, 51 yards. And another 1st and 10 for the Knights.
And this is as good as Luers has looked this year with their offense. All the weapons are here, Joe. Everything's in force. And Bishop Luers is clicking on all cylinders, moving this football. And this, Northrop's had some issues this year on defense, but they're a big physical defense. And right now, Northrop has no answer for Bishop Luers.
1st and 10 for the Knights at the Northrop 43-yard line. Bishop Luers leads it 13-0 and threatening more. Morgan wide to the right side. Running back is offset to the right. Now they've got motion left to right. They'll hand the ball on a sweep coming up. And here is Bushel looking for Bustle. It is looking for some running room. There's a penalty flag thrown back at the 42-yard line. And let's see if that one will go against Bishop Luers.
That's going to be a hold, I believe, on the right guard that time for Bishop Luers. So that one should come back. We'll see what the call is. Yeah.
By the way, it is Deshaun Bustle. And I'm tempted to, hustle bustle. I didn't say that.
I'll tell you right now, it seems like Luers is really hustling. And I'm telling you, Joe, I'll say it again. I saw the Luers-Snyder game. You put these Luers weapons back in that game, I know you're going to say whatever, Joe. You might have had a different result. I mean, that's how dynamic Wazinski and Mack are.
Penalty walks the ball off. It'll be back on the Luers side of midfield at the 48-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 20. Well, that sun is very much a factor for us looking directly into it. And the rain still continues to come down. So 1st and long. Wazinski out of the shotgun formation, 3 wide to the left. And he looks to the left side. The draw's coming up and running out of a tackle, carrying tackle. That's Dippold again, and he's a strong runner. As they were holding on the Bruins defensively, just trying to hold them. Spencer Miller got a hand on him.
Yeah, Spencer Miller strong, 6'1", 190. Wrapped Dippold up that time, but Dippold still, Joe, gets 3 or 4 yards just with the brute strength in his legs.
2nd down and 19. Now the clock moves inside 4.5 minutes, time remaining. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, Scott Hoffman, who is the store manager of Meyer Lima Road, to join us. And some interesting things about his experience and about what's going on at Meyer with their 3 stores here in Fort Wayne. 2nd down and 19. Wazinski drops to throw. Has time. Throws right side. He's got Mack behind the defense. He's got the catch and then lost it. He was stumbling down inside the 25-yard line and just couldn't locate the ball.
And Northrop is lucky. That time Gavin Shanley and Malik Billingsley were out there defending, and they both were beaten deep by Austin Mack. You have to give him some room. So the ball wobbled a little bit on Wazinski, probably because it's wet, but Northrop's lucky. That was almost another big play for Bishop Luers.
Knights trying to reach the Northrop 32 on this 3rd down call. 3rd down and 19 with 4:05 remaining in the first half. And we'll see what the Bishop Luers Knights try to come up with. Play clock is down 10. They break the huddle, come up to the line of scrimmage. Mack stays in wide to the near side. He'll have double coverage near side. Wazinski wants to throw, gives ground, being pursued, and got rid of the ball. Did he get out of the tackle box?
That should be grounding. And here comes the flag. Excellent pursuit, Joe, though, by DeShondre Miller. DeShondre Miller last year was a linebacker, and he got moved to defensive line. He's been an extremely unselfish player to make that move, and that time he does a nice job of beating the Bishop Luers offensive line and getting in the backfield. So big stop for Northrop and a big penalty there. That's a loss of down.
Bishop Luers won the game last week against Wayne 7-0. They did have 7 penalties for 55 yards. That's intentional grounding. Loss of down as well, so it is 4th down.
Huge penalty. That almost flips the field as far as field position. So better effort up front with Northrop and a huge defensive stop that time.
Mike Snyder's back in punt return. He's had just 1 for a couple of yards this year. And Jack Johnson is in to punt, waits back at his 15. Got the kick away, nice end-over-end ball. Snyder can't find it, now lets it bounce away from him inside the 25 and down all the way to the 21-yard line.
It's a mistake, Joe. You have to come up and catch that football, and that time that football was returnable. So, you know, Mike Snyder has a lot of experience. He's 6'3", 185, a senior. You need your senior to come up and at least catch that football and try to make a play. That's 20 yards of field position right there.
You know, and it comes on the heels of a great defensive play that really pushed Bishop Luers back, and they could have used that extra maybe 8 to 10 yards. But as it is, it'll be 1st and 10 and they spot the ball just across the 20 at the 21-yard line.
And you just feel looser if you have the ball at your 40 instead of having the ball at your 25. You know, you want to open up your playbook. You want to take some more chances. So you need guys to make plays like that to get back in the game.
Spread offense once again for the Bruins as Shanley trying to put something together. Wants to throw. Left-hander looks right side, screens the ball. Ash had some running room early on, but then met by Chance Richard and dropped. That wouldn't look like it had much more in the offing. It will be a play that nets about 4, maybe 5 yards.
Everybody was full but Richards that time, and he puts the wood on Ash, and Ash was hungry to beat that tackle and to get upfield, but excellent play by Richards. 5'11", 176, a junior, and a real stalwart at linebacker for Bishop Luers.
Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Luers jockeying defenders as here as the little pitch comes near side, looking for some running room. It won't be there. In time, it was Keyshawn Edwards looking for some running room, trying to make a deke move, but that was well bracketed by the Luers defense.
Yeah, and Edwards had no place to go. And I tell you, something in offensive football that's very underrated is the blocking of wide receivers. You don't hear much about it, but it's so key to those outside plays that you have wide receivers that can block.
Nose of the football just short of the Northrop 25. It's 3rd down and let's call it 5. They get out across their 30-yard line. Shanley throws the ball, and he's got a catch for a 1st down on the far sideline. So they'll move the chains. It was Jordan Dickinson came up with a catch.
And that's why I like Shanley, Joe. That ball's on the short side with the hash. He throws it all the way back across to the long side and throws the hook. Good arm. And a strong arm at that, and that time he muscles the ball out there. And if you can throw a hook like that, you can move those chains because that outside defensive back is going to give you that cushion. And that's the difference to what I've seen this year with Northrop and their offense, Joe, is the ability to make those passes.
Shanley a year ago threw for just under 1,300 yards, 4 touchdowns, but he had also 16 interceptions. Now, here's Edwards. Edwards looking, turns the corner. Penalty flag is coming, though. Flying from behind by our referee, Jerry Parker. And let's see if that backs Northrop up as they had a gain by Edwards up to about the 41.
And that's what you hate if you're Coach Dorfler. You hate to see the self-inflicted mistakes. You can feel the momentum of the offense is starting to go, then a big holding call, and now you're going to be, what, 1st and 20 or 1st and 25, Joe?
Let's see where they mark it back to. Holding is the call against Northrop. Mentioned in their loss last week to Snyder. Bruins were ticketed 5 penalties for 30 yards, but they've had a couple of them here tonight.
They've had some mistakes and penalties early on, and I think Bishop Luers hit them with a hard right early on and kind of stunned them. And I felt like this drive, they were beginning to kind of get their sea legs back. But that's a huge penalty there, Joe, because it takes you totally out of your offense.
1st and 21 with the ball back at the 23. We're under 2 minutes opening quarter. Here's a screen, comes near side, and wild balls popped away as they never had control of it. Tyree Washington, and he was popped by Mack.
And if you're Tyree Washington, you go back to the huddle and you say, you know what? Thanks for the lookout block. You know, I used to hate the lookout blocks. As a guy stand there and they say, look out, look out. I mean, he absolutely about lost his head that time, Joe, by Austin Mack. And if I'm back in the huddle, I'm barking a little bit. Come on, man. Block for me.
Yeah, you might want to be a little quicker with that decision also. 3 wide to the left. It's second down and 21. 13-0 Knights. Shanley looking with the draw. Hands it off. Here's Ash looking. Run. Oh, it's Lawrence. Lawrence angle run to the right and brings it up across the 25 to the 28-yard line. And again, he had some running room to make it a better managed possibility of third down at about 16.
Yeah, you know, and over 8 yards a carry this year for Casey Lawrence. So Northrop has some depth at the running backs, and that was better. He got some of the yardage back. So now if you're Shanley, you know, you want to take a chance, but you also have got to be careful not to make a big mistake here.
Bustle, the lone safety back. They've got to get to the 44, pump action fake, and they look near side for Snyder against Mack, and the ball fought for, and neither player can come up with it. Snyder against Austin Mack, and Mack probably had the better chance at the pick.
Yeah, he did. And Mike Snyder's a good football player, but that time Austin Mack just had him blanket. I don't mind the play call, because if you're going to take a chance, you took a chance about 30 yards down the field. So, you know, it's a shame for Northrop's offense, because that penalty joke just absolutely killed that drive.
And Joe, both players going out for that pass, Mack and Snyder, both 6'3", so equal chance at the ball. But once again, it will be Cameron Fox. He's been a busy guy in this opening quarter. I believe this is his third punt already. 2 back in punt return now for the Knights. Minute 13 remaining here in the opening quarter. It remains 13-0 Bishop Luers. Fox with the snap at the 15. And they got a piece of the ball. It takes a Northrop roll into Knights territory, up down around 45-yard line is where they will spot it. Jerry Parker, good job. Let everybody know that one was partially deflected. But very good field position for Bishop Luers and Noah Wazinski once again.
Yeah, it just keeps the pressure on the Northrop defense. So you're right, Joe, that ball was deflected, and it rolled about 25 yards in Northrop's favor. So, you know, the ball's on Luers 45, but Northrop's fortunate that ball went as far as it did. So, again, more pressure on the Northrop defense, and will Luers strike again.
Empty backfield now for Noah Wazinski. 5 wide, 3 to the left side, 2 to the right. Northrop's got 2 safeties back, and Wazinski looking to make a quick decision. Has Mack. Mack tripped up, steps out of a tackle, gets up to the 50-yard line. Very difficult to bring down one-on-one.
Yeah, he definitely is. And that time, Javon McBride had the beat on him for the Northrop defense, but Mack is just too slippery. And I like that play because you get that ball out there quick, Joe, in the hands of your best playmaker, and you're bringing Mack back across the middle of the field so he has the ability to make any moves.
Second down and 5 after a gain of 5. Wazinski comes back to the huddle. Play clock at 12, and now the Knights hurry up the line of scrimmage. Bustle into the game wide to the left side. Now they've got a running back in there, offset a little bit behind to the right. They'll hand the ball off. Here's a sweep angle run to the left. Running room, that's Jalen Charlton getting some running room as he breaks it into the Northrop inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line.
There's going to be a flag that time down the field, so we'll see what that is. That could be a hold down the field on Bishop Luers, but I like the play call, but I hate the angles that Northrop's defense is taking. That time, Northrop had a couple of guys just ran themselves out of the play, and they're lucky that it was a hold down the field.
Devon Johnson, one of the defensive tackles for Northrop, hustles off the field. So the penalty will bring it back. It'll be second down and 6 with the ball back at the Bishop Luers 49-yard line. And I do not believe we're going to get another playoff. We'll go to the end of the first quarter in a 13-0 Bishop Luers lead over the Northrop Bruins. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Behind the scenes of the making of a great play area.
I'm envisioning something really spectacular. Something over the top. Let's draw up some plans.
Yes, JP.
Right away, JP. Excellent idea. Bold move, JP. We'll get right off.
I see a large fort with a giant cannon to slide down. Let's make it historic. tie it in with the history of Fort Wayne. And we gotta have it soft so kids of all ages can play. Let's have those blueprints on my desk by Monday morning.
Jefferson Point and Lutheran Children's Hospital ER presents Fort Wayne's largest indoor soft play area. Parents can relax while the kids explore a fort, slide down a cannon, and crawl through the 16-foot cherry blossom tree. Over 2,000 square feet of indoor play area, the largest retail play area in the state of Indiana. Bring the kids and enjoy the fun at Jefferson Point. For details, go to jeffersonshopping.com.
There's so much to see. It's where you want to be. Jefferson Point, Jefferson Point.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson. On Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
13-0 Knights as we head to the second quarter. They move from right to left, second down in 6. And Wazinski with Tripp's package to the right side. That's the wide side of the field. Running back, also slot runner. That's Bustle. They fake the ball to him. A counter run coming back to the left. And that's taken by Charlton. Charlton just breaking tackles, works inside the Northrop 45 down to the 43, and they'll move the chains. Another Bishop Luers first down.
Yeah, good push. Charlton's a good back to follow those blocks, Joe, and just a good workman-like play that time for Bishop Luers, understanding what they need to move the chains, and they do that.
Well, this has got to be a confidence builder. Remember, both Wazinski and Mack missing last week's game. And they have not shown any rust at all.
Not at all, and they just seem just like they're on, just clicking along with this offense, especially Wazinski, the quarterback.
Dippled in the slot to the right side. Here's Wazinski, throws the fade to the left side, looking for Mack. He goes up. Did he catch the ball? There's a penalty flag thrown, and I think he came up with that ball.
Wow, he was interfered with and still caught the football, and it was double coverage, Joe. What's the answer if you're Northrop? You got two guys out there, and they still complete a big pass.
They spot the ball inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Pass interference against Northrop. Of course, Bishop Luers will decline that, so it'll be first and goal, and the Knights threatening, knocking on the door once again.
And a great pass again by Wazinski to thread the needle to drop that ball in there.
Tell you what, Mack pretty impressive because he's got good vertical leaping ability.
And Wazinski has so much confidence in him that I just think he feels, hey, you can put two guys out there. I'm going to throw it out there because I know my guy's going to go get it.
Carter Gillian wide to the right side now. Up in the slot to the right side comes Dippold. The running back will be Charlton. He's flanked to the left of Noah Wazinski. Up in the slot and slipping a little bit was Mack. So Wazinski throws back to the left. He's got the catch made at the 5 and an easy trot into the end zone by Charlton. Good for 8 yards and a touchdown. They use Mack as the decoy. Moving left to right, they throw back to Charlton. Touchdown Luers. They lead at 19-0.
Great play call with Bishop Luers. The coaching staff puts the kids in the position to succeed. Mack to the right, what a decoy. And right back with the screen pass, Joe. And there was only one Northrop defender out there against 3 Bishop Luers blockers. So, wow. I'm impressed with Bishop Luers. And this is kind of what we thought we'd see this year. But, wow, extremely impressive, Joe.
Creativity, but also very good execution. And Peyton Howe on to attempt the extra point. Did he get all of it? It's on the way, and it is no good. Off to the right. So, it is 19-0. Luers has missed their last 2 extra point tries, but they're still up. And we'll step out. IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Here's a money-saving tip from Momper, the #1 name in insulation since 1956. Exposed attic ceiling joists and ductwork, or new snow that quickly melts off your roof, means you need to add insulation. We'll fill empty sidewall cavities with insulation, even through masonry, aluminum, or vinyl siding with no unsightly holes. Plus, we'll seal your crawl space with urethane foam for a total installation package. Call Momper now for a free, no-obligation energy analysis of your home.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Glad you could join us tonight at Spooler Stadium, our SAC feature game of the week. I'm Joe Parson, Joe Walburn with me as well. And now Northrop tries to strap it on and get something going. They're on the short end of this 19-0 score in the first half.
We have some other scores. Second quarter, Leo 14, New Haven nothing. Second quarter, Bishop Dwenger 13, Northside 7. Second quarter, Snyder 20, Concordia 6, and late in the second quarter, probably a surprise for me, Homestead 14, Carroll 3.
Wow. Here comes the kick by the Knights. Short end over end bounding ball near side. That'll be bobbled, picked up at the 25. Return across the 30 to the 33. Running room to the left side. That's Shatan Vaughn down the left sidelines to midfield to the 45, to the 40, 35, 30. He's got two men to beat, and they do push him out of bounds for the Knights around the 21-yard line. But a good play for Northrop and something to build on.
Absolutely, and Shatan Vaughn makes the right choice to pick it up and run with the football instead of falling on it. And finally for Northrop, a big play on special teams in their favor. So now the short field for the offense, and now a huge drive for Northrop to try to get some points on the board and get back in this game.
They will say that Vaughn stepped out of bounds at the 23-yard line. It is 1st and 10. Snyder in to the short side, wide to the left, too wide to the right. And they have that offset eye to the right side behind. Quarterback Garrett Shanley looks to Ash up the middle, carries tacklers down to the 20-yard line, maybe another yard. That'll be a gain of at least 3, maybe 4 yards.
Good hard-nosed runner. It's good to see Jason Ash back out there tonight. 5'9", 185, a senior, and I think a kid who could play at the next level, Joe.
One of the coaches, Northrop coaches before the ball game, I asked him about Ash. Will he play? Will he not play? And he just looked at me and said it will be hard to keep him out of this game. He really wants to play in this game.
Yeah, he's a gamer. He's a leader. And I thought he was one of the more impressive players we saw in the first game of the season with Carroll.
2nd down and 7. They come up on press coverage here on the near side. Low snap. Here's a late pitch. Comes to Ash. Ash straight ahead. Gets inside the 20, maybe to the 18-yard line. That one looked to be a little bit of a broken play as Shanley looked like he was a little confused what to do with the ball.
Yeah, he was. And Luers did a nice job of defending the option to the short side. They got to the quarterback so quickly that Shanley had to give it up, and Ash was boxed in. It's really surprising that Ash even got a yard on that. So now a big 3rd down. And this is where I love Shanley with the short routes. I love to see his arm on these hook routes.
Bruins need 5 yards, obviously, in 4-down yardage area. 9:30 remaining in the first half. 19-0 Luers. Shotgun formation once again. Shanley 3 wide to the right. He runs to the Wildcat as they snap the ball and turning the corner at the 10-yard line. Let's see if that's let's check that that's Tyree Washington on the Wildcat.
I like it. Tyree's only a $145, but he's tough to tackle, and I like the play call. You know, usually I'm not so crazy about taking the quarterback out, but Tyree's slippery out there, and that was a nice play. And how about the Northrop offensive line? You know, they pushed Luers back that time.
Now, why would you, former quarterback Joe Alburn, have a problem taking the quarterback?
I'm glad he did this after I was done, because I would have hated this. You kidding me? I'm down the goal line, 3rd down, and they send the receiver in to run the Wildcat. It would have drove me nuts.
They're going to keep Washington in there. 1st and goal at the 8. Ash to the left. He'll hand the ball. 2nd effort. He's not going anywhere. Trying to fight his way back, but drop outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. And Luers came pouring through there.
That number 41 for Bishop Luers.
Richard.
Oh, he's a ball player. I mean, 5'11", 176, but he plays like he's 6'2", 220. I mean, the way he scrapes to the football makes that play. And that is a good back with Ash. You say, well, Joe, he only goes 5'9". He's 185 pounds, and he's tough to tackle. And Richards that time just drops him in the backfield.
That's a loss back outside the 11 at the 12. And now Garrett Shanley's back in there, wants to throw. Left-hander looking, throws to the right side. And the receiver fell down at the goal line. And that was Washington, Tyree Washington, at 5'11", and he could not make the play.
And they had him. Bishop Luers was lined up in the wrong defense that time. And that's a shame that Washington lost his footing because Shanley makes the right choice, and that could have been a touchdown for Northrop.
That stops the clock with 8:33 remaining here in the first half.
Huge play, Joe.
Jason Dorfel had a chance to tell Garrett Shanley what he wants to, and now they're going to talk it over a little bit further. It'll be 3rd and goal at the 12. When we come back, timeout on the field. We'll stop up here as well. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
So,
That's the word you expect to hear when selling a home. And Rick Whitman from Century 21 Bradley can give you and your family the advice, expertise, and satisfaction to fit your needs when buying or selling a home. With Rick Whitman's nearly 40 years of can-do experience, you'll find an effective method to accomplish your goals, select the proper loan, and feel the comfort of your new home. When you think real estate, think Rick Whitman at Century 21 Bradley. Call 260-704-6565. Be sure to ask for Rick.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Bruins trying to discuss strategy here on 3rd and goal from the 12-yard line. A touchdown to be huge from the Northrop faithful here. They're down 19-0, Joe.
Yeah, big play here for Northrop. They need to get this ball in the end zone. This is where you fall back on Shanley. He's really made some growth this year in the pocket, and this is where you need your quarterback, Garrett Shanley, to make a play.
Tyree Washington, part of a tripped package to left Snyder's. Here's a left-handed throw, and they've got a man on the catch across the middle. Is that Washington? It is. 12 yards and a touchdown on 3rd down at 8:29 mark, and something to cheer about for the Northrop faithful.
Excellent quarterback play. They run the play action, and Shanley is patient and wait and sets his feet and lets Washington clear that zone and just drops that spiral in on Washington. And we see that athletic ability from Tyree Washington to go up and get that touchdown. So huge drive for Northrop. Big answer for Northrop. Now they're back in the game.
Fox on to try to add the 7th point. The holder is Shanley. And the right-footed kick, I didn't see it come up.
Slick out there.
It did not go anywhere. So we'll call it a block, and it remains 19-6. But at least the Bruins on the board. 8:29 remaining in the first half. We'll be back. IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
Did you know the IRS tax code now consists of nearly 80,000 pages of rules and regulations? It's enough to make you cry. But now there's real affordable help right here in Fort Wayne. Walburn Financial Management, a firm that cuts right through the legalese, working hard for you, providing external solutions to bookkeeping and tax problems. Walburn Financial Management, taking flawless care of all your personal reporting, P&L, or even individual tax requirements. Give them a call, 260-459-2240. You'll sleep better at night being assured everything's taken care of. Walburn Financial Management.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
So things tighten up just a bit here at Spooler Stadium, 19-6, and Northrop on the sideline celebrating that touchdown reception. But now you always say, Joe, how do you answer? And we'll see if Bishop Luers, they've got the dangerous Austin Mack back deep. And can't believe they'll kick deep to him. We mentioned coming in 3 kickoff returns, long of 99 yards this year, averaging over 50 yards a kick return.
Yeah, this would be a good place here to just squib the ball down the field to one of the upbacks and make the tackle. I agree with you, Joe. He's too dynamic to kick the ball deep to him. So big touchdown for Northrop. That defense gets a little bit of a rest too. And now can Northrop come back out and play some defense and slow Bishop Luers down?
Bustles back deep and kick return. Short kick near side. Hits at the 25. One bounce is picked up at the 22. Here's a run near sidelines. Tough run by Dippold. Or is that Charlton? Let's check it. It is Jalen Charlton on the kick return. So he'll bring it up 1st and 10 for the Knights, and they'll have it at their own 36, 37-yard line.
And if you're Northrop, you can live with that. You know, you kept the ball away from Mack. You got down the field and you made the tackle. So now this is a huge drive here. Now we're going to see, is Bishop Luers going to take back over this football game, or is Northrop going to use this momentum to get a stop?
Give them another yard. The Knights up to the 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Wazinski with a protector into the right. Fakes, throws the ball, looking for Mack again down the right sidelines, and fingertip attempt, no good. He was angling to the border, to the sidelines, inside the 30, but couldn't find the handle.
And that time, Ashton Sini had pretty good coverage, but you better get out there a little bit further. But I love the 1st down. Just throw it deep, Joe.
You got to feel for 36 Ashton Sini, the 6-foot junior, because you're going against maybe one of the top receivers, certainly Northeast Indiana, all night long.
All night long, and it's interesting because Sheeny comes in, Joe, with 14 tackles, so he's been a good cover corner for Northrop, but he's not scared to come up and make those tackles either. So
Charlton stays in as the running back, offset a little bit behind Wazinski. Call it a pistol alignment for Noah Wazinski. A little motion, then the ball hit the ground. Now they give to Charlton, and he turns the corner, 40-45, first down and much more. As he backpedals inside the Northrop 45, down close to the 43, maybe the 42-yard line.
And the run support is what's hurting Northrop. That time the safety does not come up and take the proper angle. And Bishop Luers is too good along the offensive line to have the wrong angles. So Northrop's got to do a better job with the angles.
Knights already up to the line of scrimmage. Hurry up offense as we approach 8 minutes time remaining first half. 19-6. Wazinski hands it off again. This time a little cut to the left side. Not that much there for Charlton as he picks up a couple. Knocked down just outside the Northrop 40-yard line.
They've got some good ones on the offensive line for Bishop Luers, Joe. Number 52 out there, Trey Underwood, 6'2", 265, only a junior. And the center, Marcus Reeder, 5'8", 240, never misses a snap. And his uncle, I played with his uncle, Jeff right? Reeder. He was the field goal kicker. I used to hold for Jeff. And another guy that I played with who has family is not playing for the Archers. What's going on, man? Marcus Reeder, Money Woods, these guys should be in the green and white.
Here we go, 2 wide either side of the field. Wazinski to throw, throws over the middle, looking for Bussell. He was held a little bit and still got a hand on the ball. I thought there was some contact, Joe, around the 15-yard line, but no penalty flag.
There was, and Northrop jumps up, number 36 that time. Ashton Sheeney is waving it off. You know what? When you hold that bad, Ashton, just get back to the huddle and don't look around, because you're right. That was holding if there ever was. So now, big third down, Joe. You know, here we go on Northrop's 40, big third down. Northrop needs to stop. And what's Bishop Luers going to dial up now? This will be a very interesting play call, and I bet it has something to do with number 1, Austin Mack.
Nose of the football just outside the Bruin 40-yard line. Mack up in the slot this time to the right, the wide side of the field. Running back flanked a little bit behind to the left of Wazinski. Northrop shows blitz up the middle. Third down and long. Wazinski looking, hands the ball off, and they've got running room again for Charlton. Turns the corner. Easy first down conversion down the right sidelines and inside the 25 to the 20. And let's see where he's bumped out of bounds there on the far side of the field.
Great push up front with Bishop Luers. And what I like about the offensive line with Reeder and Palmer and Starks, the 2 guards, are they can pull. And that time Bishop Luers, everybody's expecting the pass, and they hand the ball off and pull the offensive guard. So great play call with Luers, but that Northrop, that left side of that Northrop defense, there was nobody out there at that time.
Yeah, Joe, you got to believe the Knights have found something as Northrop's just not getting any containment to the outside, especially their defensive left.
And I feel like tonight for Bishop Luers, the play calling is really on point.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll have 2 wide to the left side once again. Wazinski working for the right side hash mark with the snap again. Wants to throw. Looks. Throws the fade to the right corner. No chance on this one. That ball sailed a little bit. Incomplete. Looking in the right corner that time for Dippold.
Wasn't a badly thrown ball, but it's tough to hit Dippold out there, Joe, on the short side on that post corner. You know, that's a very difficult throw to make because you just don't have a lot of real estate to work with out there.
Wind picking up just a little bit. They told us out of the northeast at about 3 miles an hour, but billowing a little bit more as we look at the American flag here at half past, of course, commemorating 9/11.
Hard to believe it's been 14 years.
Wow.
It's really hard to believe.
Gilly wide to the short side, to the right side. And they've got 2 wideouts to the left, including Mack, and he'll come in motion now. Second back through, that's Mack. Mack this time fights his way off a tackle. It was going to be for loss, and now he'll bring it down to about the 15-yard line, maybe the 14.
And what do I always say? I hate those plays to the short side. You have Austin Mack with all the elusiveness, all the speed, and it's not a bad play call, but you run back to the short side where he can't use those abilities. So Northrop, good defense, good hold. Another huge third down in this game for the Bruins.
And again, you just sense, Joe, that Luers feels they want to run the ball to the right offensive side. And they came with a little misdirection and tried to set it up. Dippold in up the slot to the right, short side. 2 wide either side of the field. And Wazinski out of the shotgun formation again. Has the snap, wants to throw. Rush is coming. And he spins around, gets away. Still time to throw to the right corner of the end zone's got a man, and it's knocked away. No penalty flag. It'll be 4th down.
Good push up front by Deshaundre Miller for Northrop to get his hands on the quarterback, Wazinski. Wazinski gets flushed and he can't set his feet, and Northrop has the defense on the back end. So that was a big stop, Joe, and I think we're probably going to see a field goal here, but I don't think that's going to be a very easy kick with the angle and with the field conditions.
Let's see if they're going to bring Peyton Howe on. Or no, it's going to be, well, let's see. The holder's going to be Morgan, and it is Howe. This one will be about a 30-yard kick, right to left angle. He has not attempted a field goal this year. Blitz coming up the middle, and the kick is on the way. It's long enough, and it is no good. It was off to the right, apparently no good, so the 30-yard field goal leaves it 19-6. We'll take a quick 30-second break. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
If you are one of the many Hoosiers suffering for years from neck and back pain, we have good news for you. Did you know there are now new non-surgical approaches to easing, reducing, and even eliminating pain in the neck, back, and spine? You are invited to Aaron Chiropractic, located on Fort Wayne's northeast side at College Park just off Telhar Road, to discover a new approach, a new treatment plan for pain relief and pain management. The start to a pain-free lifestyle may be just a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Call Aaron Chiropractic to set up an initial visit. Their number is 260-492-8811. One call. That can mean the return to a life without pain. Aaron Chiropractic.
You're listening to the high school football game of the week on WGL Fort Wayne, Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Shaley throwing the home run ball down the right side, but it's going to be picked off, and it'll be Bishop Luers, Jack Johnston on the pick. In one play, and the Knights get it right back around their own 44-yard line.
And it's a terrible turnover for Northrop. If you're going to miss on that fade, you have to miss to the outside. That time, Shanley held the ball for a moment, Joe, and that 20-yard fade route became a 40-yard fade route. He couldn't muscle the football out there, and there's your big turnover there and a big break for Bishop Luers right after your defense had a big hold.
Right now, it's a 13-point difference in this ball game. 1st and 10, obviously very good field position for Bishop Luers. And still 5 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in this first half.
And other scores are tightening up around the area. Leo 17, New Haven 6. Bishop Dwenger 19, Northside 7, Snyder 20, Concordia 12, and Homestead 14-10 over Carroll.
Low snap, that's a fire play. That ball never got back to Wazinski, and I believe Northrop's got it. Bad snap from center, and the Bruins now back-to-back turnovers as they'll have the ball just like that at the Bishop Luers 42-yard line.
And it's just tough because when that ball gets wet, it's tough to fire it back there. And sometimes with all these shotgun plays and these pistol formations, Joe, we forget about sometimes you have a bad snap when the ball's wet. So what a big break for Northrop, and we'll see if they can seize upon it.
Ty Smith into the game. He's up in the slot to the left side. And motion from right to left, Tyree Washington behind the line of scrimmage. And here's the handoff and looking for running room. There's a cut to the 40. Jason Ash back pedals, turned around, got to the Luers 35-yard line. Nice hard run.
And he even looks quick on a wet field, Joe. How about picking him up and putting him down that time, and how fast he got through that hole.
He'll pick up 7. I think Jason Ash out last week, with some real motivation coming into the ball game. Anytime you're going to play a good team, you want to get in there and try to show what you can do.
And it's tough when you're a senior and you miss the Snyder game.
So that was a gain of about 8. Let's call it 2nd down and short, 2nd and 3. Shaley again with the signals. And looking to hand it off to Ash. Spins. They've got him bottled up for maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, and that is all. They're going to mark him down outside the 35 at the 36. That is a loss.
And Golden that time, 6'1", 260 for Bishop Luers. Just snatches Ash like he's a rag doll. I mean, that is strength to drop a kid like that.
Joe, they're going to mark that ball inside the 37. I think they give him a positive gain of about a yard.
I tell you, how he got out of the parking lot that time run the football with Golden having him wrapped up. That's when I'm kind of like, you know what, it feels good to be up here, because I remember a few of those moments. Because you'd be surprised. You go down the field before the game, Those are big kids, Joe, and those are strong kids playing that game.
Bruins want to talk things over. They've got 3rd down and about 5 coming up. They did lose some yardage, so 4:17 remaining in the first half. 19-6. Luers on top with a stoppage here at Spooler Stadium. IHSAA football and Fox Sports. 12:50 the ticket.
Before me is no ordinary potato. It is a potato among potatoes. A flavorful spud naturally grown and lovingly harvested for one special purpose, to become McDonald's world-famous fries. Now for $2.50, get small fries paired with a double cheeseburger, a filet-of-fish sandwich, a crispy or grilled chicken ranch snack wrap, or a 6-piece chicken McNuggets. Choose one of your favorite fries with that combos for just $2.50 today at McDonald's. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
A lot of decisions for Jason Dorfler and his coaching staff now on 3rd down and 5. They've wanted to go to Jason Ash at times and situations running the ball, and he's responded on occasion. But the best success, Joe's been throwing the ball in the middle.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to say. If I'm Garrett Shanley, I look for Tyree Washington across the middle here.
3 wide to the left. And Shanley, play action fake, rolls to the left, looking, throws back near side, and there's a lineman down there, and there was some kind of miscommunication. I see only big numbers, and nobody turned around to locate the ball.
And it's too bad because Jason Ash was out there, but he wasn't very deep. But Shanley missed Jordan Brooks on the strong side on the hook. They ran that play action play, Joe, and he had the hook to the slot receiver, and he missed him. So now, if I'm Northrop, I think you have to roll the dice here, and I come right back to another play action pass.
They only need 5 yards, trying to get down to about the Luers 33. Ruza comes in to the huddle late, brings the play in. We're down at 11 on the play clock, and they hurry up the line of scrimmage. Mike Snyder's been very quiet tonight as far as receiving the ball. Washington up in the slot to the left side. And here's Shanley, needs 5 yards on 4th down, loads and is blocked down at the line of scrimmage, and there was Damon Williams to say into that stuff.
And that's so incredibly frustrating if you're Garrett Shanley. You had the hook on the outside, you had the right play call, but Damon Williams makes a better individual play to beat the block and stop the drive. Huge play for Bishop Luers. Great individual play for Damon Williams to get the ball back for his offense. And you know what? Footnote that play, Joe, because that's something we may talk about later. That was a great individual play.
I know that Kyle Lindsey's been very pleased, especially even going back last week at his front defensive line with Williams and Elijah Jett.
It's fantastic. And you think they're dominating in this conference, that defensive line. What's going to happen in the playoffs? I mean, that defensive line, that's a 6A defensive line.
Gillian Mack split wide to the right side. Wazinski out of the gun, motion Bustle. They'll hand the ball to him now, sweeps right side. There they go, right side again, Joe, and he's got some running room down the right sidelines inside the 45 to the 40, and a late penalty flag thrown about 20 yards by that backside official.
And that's a great run by Deshaun Bustle, being patient to get upfield, but a terrible play. I'm not sure which lineman it was for Bishop Luers, but terrible play on the back end.
Yeah, that looked well away from the play.
It was well away from the play. And once Bustle runs by you, if you're the offensive line, get off your guy. All you're going to do is hurt your team if you think you're going to drive somebody into the ground. I guess it's holding. I'm okay with playing with a little bit of a chip, but holding the guy, then slamming him, what's the point of that? And that's a huge, what are we talking, Joe, 50 yards of field position now?
See where they move the ball back to the 36, so it does really offset. It's 1st and 10. 4 minutes now, time remaining here in the first half. Knights come up the line of scrimmage. Bustle stays in, split wide to the near side. Wazinski, he's got a lot of different formations. They move people around. Motion by Mack, play action fake. They want to screen the ball right side. That one's caught over the shoulder. Charlton cutting back. He's got a first down to midfield and a couple of yards into Northrop territory. Nice catch, locating that ball over the shoulder, Jalen Charlton.
Yeah, Jalen Charlton's a ball player, isn't he, Joe? It just seems like every year Bishop Luers has athletes just rise up through the ranks. That time I liked the play fake to Austin Mack, but Charlton makes a great athletic play to catch that football. And those screen plays are putting so much pressure on the Northrop defense.
Right now, the lead is 13 for the Bishop Luers Knights, up 19-6, as they're now into Northrop territory with a new first down to work with. Motion Gilly near side. And here is Wazinski looking, plants his feet, throws a home run ball. That one he had too much on it. Little post corner route run that time by Deshaun Hustle Bustle, but he couldn't find it.
I love that hustle bustle, and he was open that time. And I was impressed with the arm strength with Wazinski. We heard he has a strong arm. That time, Joe, back across his body, and he just throws a frozen rope. And that time his arm betrayed him because his arm was too strong.
Yeah, that reminds me of another bygone era, a guy that played in the white and green for Southside by the name of Joe Walburn.
Keep talking. It's like fine wine. I get better as the years go on, you know?
Stats improve, right?
Stats improve. That guy never threw an interception. That guy never made a mistake, but I love the arm strength, and now we'll see here if they come back with another passing play.
Morgan and Gilly split to the near side. They'll run the ball. Charlton cuts inside, works his way to the 45 and down to the 44-yard line.
And that time, DeQuan Conwell for Northrop. We haven't mentioned him. He comes in leading them in tackles, Joe, and that's a guy that you like. And he gets off the block that time and makes the play for Northrop. And that could have been a big play, but Conwell steps up.
You know, a senior that came from nowhere leads them coming into tonight's game with 20 tackles, 3 for loss, has a couple of sacks. But it is the Knights with a pickup of 5. Now a little tighter formation. A lot of different looks tonight for Bishop Luers offensively. Double wing look. And it's 3rd down and 5. Motion near side. They'll hand the ball to Mack. Mack looking for a block. Lowers the shoulders and fights it off. Second effort inside the 40. Down all the way to the 35. And they just cannot bring Austin Mack down.
And that's just that strength of being over 200 pounds. Northrop had the play defended. Luers had pushed them down the field, but if the first Northrop defender makes the tackle and drops Mack, it's 4th down, but great personal effort for Bishop Luers. They moved the chains, and all of a sudden in the first half, Joe, it's going to be huge if you could go in up 3 touchdowns instead of 2 if you're Bishop Luers.
After that last play, Ashton Sini came up limping a little bit, but trying to shake it off, and that is tough because he's got the coverage by and large alone on Austin Mack, who's split wide to the right. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Offset eye to the left side. Play action fake. They screen the ball. Here's an over-the-shoulder catch, and there's a run near side inside the 25 to the 20. And do they get into the end zone? Let's see. Well, wait. It's not ruled a touchdown yet, as that over-the-shoulder catch by Dippold nearly scored. But they're going to move that ball back. He stepped out of bounds at the 5. It'll be 1st and goal.
Great play call. And really in the first half, the Bishop Luers screen game has really been a factor, Joe. It's just kept Northrop back on their heels.
Joe, are you impressed like I am? A lot of creativity, a lot of different looks.
A lot of creativity, and I'm impressed how sharp Noah Wazinski is, Joe, and even Austin Mack. You know, maybe not so much with Mack. We know he's a gamer, but to miss games and come back as a quarterback and to have this much command and be this sharp, I'm very impressed.
Jalen Charlton comes back in as the tailback, offset the light. The fullback is Dippold. The give is to Charlton, spun around but not dropped as he fights back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets back to the 5. Good penetration that time finally by the Bruins, broke through there.
Yeah, good push by DeShondre Miller. Good penetration by those linebackers. And that's one thing. I know they're giving up 35 points a game, but one thing that jumped out at me on the film for Northrop is they're faster on defense, Joe, and at times they can attack. So a big goal line stand for Northrop. You want to hold Luers to a field goal, and early on with the field conditions, the Luers kicker has struggled.
We're down already to 1:20 remaining as Joe Walburn gets ready to head down. And now it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 5. No gain on that last play. Same formation with Charlton the tailback as Wazinski looks to Charlton again, trying to sweep to his left side, and he will go easily into the end zone, untouched from 5 yards out at the 103. Easy run to the touchdown for Jalen Charlton, who came in with 1 rushing touchdown and 5 yards on the scamper as they had good blocking on the left side offensively for the Knights. Stops the clock with 1:03 remaining. And Howe will come on to try to add the extra point. Peyton Howe, right-footed kick is on the way. That one is not good. Well, he did. I'll tell you what, it was a line drive kick. I thought it went off the left side of his foot wide left, but it caught the left upright just enough over the crossbar. So that is good, and that'll make it 26-6 with a timeout here at Spiller Stadium. And this is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
The market goes up, the market goes down. And if you're a typical investor, you may be playing games, trying to guess correctly when to buy, when to sell. That can be expensive and exhausting. Well, what if there was a local company with tons of investment experience to help you take some of the guesswork and worry out of investing? The name is Stifel, specializing in individual portfolio management. Stifel can help reduce the risk and worry of investing, building you a portfolio of quality, performing stocks and bonds. Give Stifel a call at 260-459-3989. Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Welcome back, everybody. Glad you could join us on what is turning out to be a rather pleasant night here at Spiller Stadium. 26-6, still just over a minute time remaining in this first half. Joe Auburn making his way down below. He'll be checking in with head coach Kyle Lindsey before the Knights go to the locker room. Looking ahead, next Friday night we'll be at General Stadium, Wayne Stadium. The Generals playing host to Northside. That'll be our SAC feature. Our kickoff at 7 o'clock. End over end, short kick near side. That'll be fielded at the 20. A run to the right side to 25, 30, 35, spun around. That was Shatan Vaughn, who had a big kick return earlier in the ball game. So now Northrop with 57 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll try to get some instant offense going here in the late going. Get a reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll be visiting with Scott Hoffman, who is the Meyer Lima Road store director. Found out he's a Heritage grad, Fort Wayne native, born and raised, and got a lot of his Meyer experience down in Indianapolis, but now he's been associated with Meyer for 20 years. An interesting story coming up at halftime. Garrett Shanley looking, deep handoff, right side, and spun around. Keyshawn Edwards not finding the holes, not finding the running room that he found last week against Snyder when he carried 19 times for 196 yards. That is a gain of 3, second down and 7. Clock still running. We're at 39 seconds time remaining. Hurry up offense for the Bruins. Offset eye to the right side. They'll keep it on the ground again. And let's see if Edwards spun around at about the 48. Northrop won the toss, deferred. They'll get the ball to start the second half, and they just don't want to make a mistake here. Down just 20 points. They'll have it at their 48. It'll be third down with 15 seconds remaining. And let's see if they do get a final play off here before halftime. In fact, it looks like Tyree Washington is ready walking to the sidelines, and I don't believe, well, Jason Dorfler is going to call a timeout, and they may try to put one deep one up here in the final moments, and feeling that even if it's intercepted, it will not do any harm. We'll find out. We'll be back in 30 seconds. IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
The game just isn't the game without you. When pain or injury has you sidelined, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 260-266-4007. Whether you're an aspiring pro or recreational athlete, our team of certified orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, athletic trainers, and registered dietitian nutritionists will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sport-specific rehabilitation. We can get you back to the action quickly and safely. Just call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine, your dream team.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Well, the Bruins need about a 53-yard play if they can come up with one here to get in some late points on the board. 3 seconds remain until intermission. They trail it 26-6. And they had one too many in the lineup. They adjust that bunch lineup here to the near side, to the right. Shanley rushes on, gets by one, rolls to his left, looking to throw. Still looking, being pursued. Now he'll run midfield, 45, 40, 35, and bumped out of bounds. And that will be the final play of this first half. So it is a 26-6 ball game here at halftime. And we'll look for Joe Walburn down on the field. Joe, I can't see you, but whenever you're ready, just go ahead.
Joe, I'm down here with Coach Lindsay. And, Coach, how good does it feel to have your weapons back tonight?
It feels real good. We're close to full strength for the first time since, I think, our very first snap of the season. So it feels good. Those two are doing some good things, but the guys around them are really stepping up, making plays too. So it's a lot of fun.
I love the offense. How about your screen game? It just seems like the play calling and the screen game has really been effective tonight.
It's part of the game plan. They're an aggressive defense. They've got some guys that just get after the quarterback. Anytime you can offset that, throwing some quick balls, out in the flats. But also, we've been pushing it downfield too. So trying to make them defend the whole field.
And lastly, your defensive line has been a force all year long. In the first half, again, they dominated the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they have. I think that's the funnest part of this to watch, truthfully. Those guys up front, when the three of them, 4 of them have been in there together this year, they've been outstanding. So far, they had a great first half and trying to carry it over here the second half.
Absolutely. Well, good luck, Coach. One of the area's great coaches, Joe, Kyle Lindsay.
Great genes in that family. Joe Walburn, great job with head coach Kyle Lindsay down on the sidelines. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout, 3-minute break. We'll be back, and we'll tune in with Scott Hoffman, who's the Meyer Lima Road store manager, and some interesting comments coming up. Hope you can stick around for that. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Where do savvy sports fans in the Summit City go when they need to know more than just the score? It's an easy choice. No other media outlet covers the local sports team like the Journal-Gazette. You get 7-day sideline coverage from the area's most experienced and knowledgeable sports staff. It's a commitment to Fort Wayne that the Journal-Gazette takes very seriously. When you need to know the story behind the story, nobody delivers the goods each morning like the Journal-Gazette. And even when you're on the go, you can still catch up on the latest sports news online at www.journalgazette.net or from your mobile device at www.jgmobile.net. Start your sports day right, every day, 7 days a week with the Journal-Gazette.
Every day, Fast Signs helps businesses like yours with their visual communications. We ask the right questions, recommend smart solutions, and help you build your business. Our knowledgeable consultants uncover your communication challenges and provide visible solutions. At Fast Signs, we're innovators, planners, and designers. We're more than fast, more than signs, and we're more than ready to help. Contact Fast Signs today.
Text the word FAST SIGNS to 90407 to receive sales and discounts. Miss a great high school game recently? Or simply want to revisit that game-changing electric play that turned everything all around? Well, now there's a great new opportunity to do just that. Catch all the exciting action of our live radio broadcast simply by visiting SummitCitySports.com after our game broadcast. Plus, many other high school sports highlights to choose from as well. It's all new and available now at SummitCitySports.com.
Next time you're downtown and needing to feed your sweet tooth, you're just a few steps away from Rudy's, Fort Wayne's perfect location for stocking up on those famous-to-brand gourmet chocolates the Summit City is famous for. Rudy's is located just catty-corner from the main entrance to Parkview Field. In fact, Rudy's is a great place to meet up with friends before an event at the ballpark. There's even outside patio seating, ideal for relaxing after work. With a wide assortment of adult beverages and aromas to choose from as well, Rudy's, distinctly different in downtown Fort Wayne.
You've heard the saying, it's all about the Benjamins. Nothing could be more true at Tom Steel Tire, where it's all about saving you money. For over 35 years, this family-owned business has been saving Fort Wayne drivers lots of Benjamins. Offering quality tires and ASE-certified mechanical service for your car, and that includes an oil change and tire rotation special, all for just $24.95. 2 convenient locations in Fort Wayne to serve you. Tom Steel Tire, not just a tire store, but a complete automotive center.
You're a superfan who will tailgate anywhere. The pros? Check. College? Check. Your 8-year-old's Pee-wee game? Big time. And to prepare for this ritual, you head to Meyer for freshly prepared food and licensed team apparel. Proudly display allegiance to your favorite team with our licensed short and long sleeve tees, hoodies, hats, and jerseys. Plus, load up on fresh meats, snacks, and drinks. So don't just tailgate. Tail greater at Meyer.
Brought to you by Meyer. Meyer is proud to support IHSAA football.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Welcome back, everybody. Halftime of our IHSAA football presentation of the week. And we're joined by Scott Hoffman here tonight, store manager of the Meyer Lima Road location. You talk about Meyer, and you got to go back to 1934 when Hendrick Meyer and his son Fred, they purchased just a few $100s of groceries to open up a very small grocery store in the suburbs of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And Scott, who would have guessed that now in 2015, Meyer would evolve to the 27th largest retailer in all of the United States, over 200 stores covering 6 Midwest states, and you're the manager of one of them here on Lima Road. That's quite an accomplishment.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think at that time nobody in the family imagined that the company would be this big so soon, and it's because it's a family-owned company, and it has remained that way. So our growth has been dramatic, and it's been a lot of fun.
Tell me about Scott Hoffman and your track procedure, if you will, to becoming a store manager. Tell me about yourself and what you think it kind of takes to become a store manager with Meyer.
Well, I've been with the company 20 years. I started in a management position because I had some retail experience prior. I started with Meyer in Indianapolis, but I am actually a Fort Wayne native. I grew up in Monroeville, went to Heritage High School, so very close to home coming back here. So, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of people skills and just working with people and understanding the business a little bit. But it's something that has been a great experience for me.
And I'm guessing it all starts with some extreme sensitivity providing customer service, because it is a people business.
Absolutely. I mean, customer service is number one. When you get into retail, you're there for one reason, and that's to service the customers, satisfy them, give them the products they want and the service they want. And so, yeah, you're right. It's people business all the way, not only with the customers, but with the people you work with. And regardless of technology and all the things that change. I mean, retail is different today than it was even 5 years ago, and technology has changed a lot of that, but the people aspect has remained constant, and if you don't recognize that with your customers and with your employees, then you're not going to be successful.
It's interesting because Meyer has evolved from just basically a grocery store now to what is termed the super center. And Meyer gets a lot of credit for originally introducing the concept, at least in the United States, going back into the 60s. But, I think of what that implies for Scott Hoffman, and lots of responsibility. There are things like stocking, freshness of groceries, pricing changes, specials. How do you keep on top of it all?
Well, it's something that you rely on with your team. And again, I have a great team surrounding me. I couldn't do it alone. And it's again goes back to the people. And obviously, there's a lot of training that goes involved with that. But we have a lot of employees that have been with us many years, and they've been with us many years because it's a good company to work for. It's a great company to work for. But it is really about, I can't do it all. The team has to do it, and they do it.
You got to be a pretty good delegator. You mentioned it's a people business, and obviously you're only as strong as the employees you have working for you. When you talk to a man or a young woman who's seeking employment, maybe with Meyer, what are some of the characteristics, some of the attributes that reflect the Meyer way of doing things?
Well, I think it's energy, and it's having that self-motivation. Are you driving yourself, or are you being driven by others? And I think it's energy, self-motivation, and again, we've talked about it, but it really goes back to those people skills and how that person, works with the customers and works with other, team members.
Sometimes it's the simple things, Scott. I know when my wife and I come through the lanes, checking out every checkout clerk mentions right at the end, were you able to find everything? And, it's kind of reassuring, and I know it's a simple thing, but again, customer service starts with executing simple things, don't they?
Absolutely. I mean, we have a script on certain things, and we give instructions to our employees about different things to do, but it's really about what they bring to it. And again, it's the individuality of, what they bring to that customer experience as well. So it's a combination of both.
I want to ask you about what's new on the horizon, perhaps, for Meijer, but I know most recently MPerks is kind of a new introduction. Tell us about that and how it's faring.
MPerks is really our #1 communication driver to our customers, and it has grown exponentially over the past few years. We now have 3.5 million subscribers to MPerks, and it is really a great opportunity for customers to save a lot of money. And it's not just clipping coupons, it's building rewards, and there's a lot to MPerks that is just huge. So it's again a part of that technology, but it is a great tool for customers, and they love it.
I can tell you from personal experience, we are so deeply appreciative of Meijer being for years a sponsor of IHSAA football and basketball in Fort Wayne. But I know it goes well beyond that. The outreach, helping a lot of charitable activities, United Way, Food Bank are just a couple to mention, but that's got to be near and dear to your heart too.
Absolutely. I mean, you mentioned the high school sports, and I think we have the autonomy in our stores to, we have a budget and we have a donation account where we are able to support local schools, local churches, and things like that. So we do a lot of that doesn't get a lot of attention, but we also have the bigger things. We have our food bank programs whereby we not only donate food, but we have programs where we are, not only us, but our customers are donating to our local food banks, and that is a major effort on our part. We're also very involved in the United Way. That's very important to the company, and the great thing again about United Way is that contribution stays right in our own community. So the United Way of Allen County is very important, and we work very closely with them. So there's a lot that we do.
Meijer looking to give back to the local community. We've been enjoying a visit tonight with Meijer Lima Road store manager Scott Hoffman, and Meijer, a proud supporter of youth activities in the Fort Wayne area. Now let's get back to more of our halftime coverage on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Satisfied with your bank? Have you considered a credit union? Midwest America offers about any service you need. The convenience of free mobile banking, debit cards, ATMs, free online banking and bill payer, competitive loans, mortgages, and more. Deposits insured to $500,000. Hey, consider this an invitation. Your next bank should be a credit union. Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Charlie Momper from Momper Insulation. We've been around since 1956, and we're still the #1 name in insulation. Chances are you've seen us re-insulating a home in your neighborhood, where we blow insulation into the sidewalls and attic to make your heating and cooling more efficient. Give us a call and let's talk about all the insulation options we have available to help you save money. I know we can do the job for you. You've got my word on it. Call us at 432-7543.
Sold. That's the word you expect to hear when selling a home. And Rick Whitman from Century 21 Bradley can give you and your family the advice, expertise, and satisfaction to fit your needs when buying or selling a home. With Rick Whitman's nearly 40 years of can-do experience, you'll find an effective method to accomplish your goals. Select the proper loan and feel the comfort of your new home. When you think real estate, think Rick Whitman at Century 21 Bradley. Call 260-704-6565. Be sure to ask for Rick.
Every small business person has the same dread: taxes, reports, and bookkeeping. What are you to do? You know you can't afford the big guys to keep you legal and solvent? Well, now there's Walburn Financial Management to save the day. Here's their number. You're going to want to remember this one: 260-459-2240. That's 459-2240. Why? Well, Walburn Financial Management specializes in the little guy. With reasonable rates and sensible retainers, Walburn Financial Management, simply perfect for the small business budget.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Welcome back here to Spooler Stadium. We're at halftime. It is a 26-6 ball game. getting ready for the teams to come back out with their halftime warm-ups. Joe Auburn's down on the track waiting for head coach Jason Dorfler to come out with his team. Give you a couple of numbers here in the first half, courtesy of the Bishop Luers coaching staff. Get this, Knights with 320 yards of total offense, and we're still in the first half. Just completed the first half. Northrop with 84 yards of total offense. Shanley 5 of 13 through the air, 42 yards, a touchdown, an interception. And Washington with one catch, that touchdown catch, 12 yards and a touchdown. As far as Noah Wazinski, 10 of 17 through the air, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. Charlton with 9 carries, 82 yards and a touchdown run. And 2 catches also for Jalen Charlton for 24 yards and a touchdown. Mack with 5 catches, 90 yards, 5 carries for 49 yards and a touchdown run. And the rest of the Knights with 18 carries and 140 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. So looking at the line score of the ball game, it was Luers with 13 points in each of the first 2 quarters. Northrop finally got on the board in the second quarter. That's where we are at halftime at 26-6 as we get ready for Joe Auburn down on the field, waiting for Jason Dorfler to come back out. All started very quickly at the 11:07 mark on a Noah Wazinski 29-yard touchdown pass to Deshaun Bussell. Made it 7-0. Howe added the extra point. Then a 5-yard touchdown run, a sweep to the left side by Austin Mack. The kick was no good. 13-0 at the end of the first quarter in favor of the Bishop Luers Knights. Wazinski again to Charlton. Screen pass coming to the left, 8 yards. The touchdown at the 11:07 mark of the second quarter. That made it 19-0. Again, the extra point no good. 12-yard touchdown run on 3rd and goal. That was Shingley to Tyree Washington. Kick was blocked, but the score was 19-6, and it was the Bruins on the board. Howell missed a 30-yard field goal attempt, and that led to Northrop getting the ball, but Johnstone picked off Shingley at the Luers 44, but the next play, the Knights fumbled it back to Northrop at the Luers 42-yard line, but the Knights held strong on 4th down, and they took over at the 37-yard line. That would lead to a 5-yard Jalen Charlton handoff running left side in the end zone with 1:03 remaining in the first half. Howell would add the extra point. That's where we are here at intermission in a 26-6 ball game. Waiting for Joe Auburn and waiting for head coach Jason Dorfler to come out of the Bruins locker room. Bruins won the toss, defer. They'll get the ball to begin the second half. Few sprinkles have cropped up here just before the end of the first half. Let's go down.
Joe, I'm down here with Coach Dorfler. First half, Luers gets all their weapons back. What's the halftime adjustment to slow those guys down?
Well, I mean, they're awfully good, but where they're really hurting us is up front. You know, give credit to number 88, 57, 62. I mean, those guys are good, and they're handling us on both sides of the football right now. And, you know, Austin Mack and Noah Wazinski, they're going to get theirs, but we got to be able to handle them up front.
Seemed like in the first half, though, you guys responded and started to move the ball offensively, and you've gotten some better play out of your quarterback. How do you build upon that, Coach?
We got to take this kickoff and get points, and then just chip away and make it a game and see what happens.
Okay, good luck, Coach. Joe, one of the great young minds in the game in the area, so ready to make some adjustments and see if he can get Northrop going.
No question about it. Joe Auburn with Jason Dorfler down below. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back with the start of the second half. It is 26-6 in favor of the Bishop Luers Knights. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Trust the doctors at the IPFW Athletics and the Fort Wayne Comets Trust. Aaron Chiropractic is well known for providing quality yet cost-effective care for sports injuries, muscle, or joint problems. They're one of the only clinics in the region to provide its patients with pain relief utilizing numerous therapies, including acupuncture, massage, and rehabilitation. Aaron Chiropractic is conveniently located in Northeast Fort Wayne. Find us on the web at aaronchiro.com or call 492-8811 to schedule an appointment.
McDonald's knows that not all deals are good.
Honey, what is that?
It's called an umbrella. It's an umbrella for dudes. Comes with 6 different attachments. Flashlight, crowbar, stapler.
You paid money for that?
I did.
Here's a great deal that's real. Kick up your morning with our new chorizo burrito. Zesty chicken chorizo, scrambled eggs, peppers, onions, and melty cheese in a flour tortilla. Get 2 chorizo burritos for just $3 at McDonald's. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Price of single item posted on menu board.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Bruins drop back in kick return. They've got 2 waiting. They'll move from left to right out of the south end zone. Left to right as we look at it. Bishop Luers getting ready to kick it away. We're ready to start this second half. 26-6. Here's a squib ball coming near side. That's fumbled away, picked up, and now it's downed as that ball was picked up by Shaitan Vaughn near side up around the 25-yard line, but never really could find the handle in wet conditions now down there again, Joe. We'll see what the Bruins can come up with their first possession to begin the second half.
Yeah, important to get some momentum and get things going, but you heard Coach Dorfler. He's frustrated with Bishop Luers' fronts because no matter what plays he draws up, Joe, if you can't get those guys blocked up front, you're in trouble.
And Elijah Jett, a big part of that, and he's in their defensive left side. Once again, 4-man defensive front here. Shingley screens the ball quickly, far side, but boy, great open field tackle. And that's with a blocker out there, nothing much available. A loss, in fact, for the Bruins.
Yeah, good play on the outside with Bishop Luers, and we talked about the front, but they also have the speed on the back end of the defense. So that's really what Northrop is trying to get control of here in the second half. Getting guys blocked and getting the proper plays run. And they put a lot of emphasis. I could hear in the locker room, Joe, this first drive, they're putting a lot of emphasis on this for Northrop.
Joe, as you know, it's all about execution. You can draw it up, but you've got to have the guys to go out and make it happen. 3 wide to the right. Option pitch comes to the right side. And here's Mack trying to make a play, and they has some help as they bottle up the ball carrier for the Bruins outside the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Again, that was Washington, I believe, the ball carrier, and that's going to be another loss. Will take the ball back and bring it up 3rd down and 14.
Yeah, and I go back in the huddle if I'm Washington after running that football, and I challenge the wide receivers because that time there was no blocking downfield by the Northrop wide receivers. And if you don't block that corner, that play never has a chance to develop. And all of a sudden, now you're in a hole, 3rd and 14, a drive that was so important to start the second half. You're going to need your quarterback to make a big play.
3rd down and long. Bruins trying to get out to their own 37-yard line on this snap of the ball. Shingley drops to throw. The left-hander throws the fade. He's got Washington, and he's got the catch. Up here near side, did he hold on?
Nope, was a little bit short, and Shanley just underthrew that ball, and that Bishop Luers defender, Jack Johnston, number 15, Joe, just was able to catch up and make that play. And I think Jack's happy to get back to playing defense and not having to worry about playing quarterback, but good recovery by Johnston because he was originally beat on that play, Joe, but his speed got him back in the play.
So it'll be 3 and out for Northrop. They've got to kick the ball away. That'll bring Cameron Fox in, and it should be very, very good field position for Luers. Their kick returners, in fact, set up at their own 45. Isaac Morgan is back there, one of the punt returners. Fox waits at his own 6-yard line for the snap. 26-6. Knights ran out to a 19-0 lead. Bruins closed to 19-6. Here's a ball that hung up in the air, kicks to the near sideline, back to the Northrop 42. That is where Bishop Luers will go on offense. Obviously, very, very good field position. That ball went up and then just kind of died.
And I know we talked a little bit about the stats in the first half, but 320 yards of offense for Bishop Luers. Wow, and now the offense has the short field again for Bishop Luers. But how about the quarterback, Noah Wazinski? How sharp has he been, Joe? You know, coming off injury and not having all that game time, he looked extremely sharp in the first half.
Looks like he's not missed a beat. 2 wide to the right, including Mack. He's had a big first half with 5 catches and 5 carries. Here's Wazinski, deep handoff. Charlton trying to break it out to the right side. And finally, a good defensive play breaking through there. And again, that was a good play defensively. Tyree Washington knifed through to make the play for a loss of a couple.
Yeah, and also help from Conwell that time. I like Conwell. You know, he's a we haven't heard much about him, but he's a ball player. He really set the edge that time for Northrop to allow Washington to make the play.
The success, by and large, that Luers had earlier in the first half, that was plays designed to work to the right side. Let's see if they go back to that or commit to the air now. 2nd down and 13. Ball back at the 45-yard line. Too wide to the short side, and that's Dippold in motion. Now works back to the right side of the field. Wazinski screens the ball in the middle. There's Mack looking for running room. Works to the 40. Cuts to the outside. 35, 30. And out of bounds, knocked down on the near sideline. Again, so patient, waiting for the blockers to develop, and just runs for a first down.
Yeah, very patient. Great vision and just smooth. You know, those types of athletes, just seems that the game comes to him so easy, Joe. Everybody's hustling and playing, and not that Mack's not hustling, but he just plays the game at a very smooth, comfortable level.
Lets the game come to him.
Exactly.
I like the different looks. You know, that time they had the man in motion to the right to influence everything to the offensive right, and they come back to Mack in the middle, running back to the left side. Low snap, they'll hand the ball off. Here's Charlton, right side sweep, and there he goes again, and just powers his way inside the 15-yard line down close to the 13.
And the push on that right offensive line for Bishop Luers. Looks like Jordan Banks out there, number 75, just collapses the Northrop defensive end, and Charlton just drives that ball down the field.
We are having a stoppage of play. There's a Bruin down, so an injury timeout brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine, a winning combination with the IHSAA. 26-6 is our score. With the timeout down below, we'll step out, and this is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
The market goes up, the market goes down. And if you're a typical investor, you may be playing games, trying to guess correctly when to buy, when to sell. That can be expensive and exhausting. Well, what if there was a local company with tons of investment experience to help you take some of the guesswork and worry out of investing? The name is Stifel, specializing in individual portfolio management. Stifel can help reduce the risk and worry of investing, building you a portfolio of quality, performing stocks and bonds. Give Stifel a call at 260-459-3989. And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parsons on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Well, that was the younger Shanley that went down. That was Gavin Shanley.
Yeah, the safety, and he got his bell rung on that play. He was trying to chase Charlton to make the play. And I tell you, a good back like Charlton's going to drop his pads and finish plays, and that time he did, and Shanley got the worst of it.
At the 10, first and goal. Quick hitting offense. The fade comes right side, and not there this time. No penalty flags. Intended on the fly pattern to the right side for Austin Mack, but Wazinski threw to the corner, and that ball kind of carried out of bounds anyway.
And a quick update, Carroll gets a touchdown late in the third quarter. Homestead 17, Carroll 17, and a great game just up the road.
Notice the football just outside the Bruin 10. I believe they can technically pick up a first down without scoring. It'll be second down and goal. Well, second down and 10. Ball just outside the 10-yard line. Marcus Reeder at center tonight. Zach Starks, Mick Palmer the guards for Knights. Jordan Banks and Trey Underwood the tackles. They average 254 a man. Wazinski hands it off. Charlton cuts back to the left. Up the middle he comes and works his way down to the 5-yard line, maybe another yard to the 4.
And I think this offensive line for Bishop Luers is underrated. You know, I think they have a good center in Marcus Reeder. 5'8", 240, the senior, really sets the table for the offensive line. And across the middle, good athletes on the offensive line for Bishop Luers. And I like Trey Underwood, that left tackle, Joe, extremely athletic.
Let's spot that ball just inside the 4-yard line. It is third down and goal. Third down again. It'll be a question whether they can potentially pick up a first down without scoring. Bunch line up again. Knights with an offset eye to the left side. And Wazinski in the middle out of the pistol. Looks to hand it off deep. Charlton. Charlton angles left side. Second effort looking for the goal line. Touchdown. Officially a touchdown run of 3 yards at the 18-8-19 mark.
Good push up front again. We just mentioned the offensive line for Bishop Luers. They fire off that time and run downhill on Northrop, and a dominant possession with Bishop Luers. You know, the special team set up the short field for Bishop Luers, and they go right down the field and cash in. And I tell you, this is what Coach Lindsay was hoping his Luers would be this year, and we're seeing it tonight.
Peyton Howe in to attempt the right-footed kick, and this time long and true as he splits the upright. Add 1 to the Knights total. 33-6 was a stoppage here at Spooler Stadium And this is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
You're a super fan who will tailgate anywhere. The pros? Check. College? Check. Your 8-year-old's Pee-wee game? Big time. And to prepare for this ritual, you head to Myers for freshly prepared food and licensed team apparel. Proudly display allegiance to your favorite team with our licensed short and long sleeve tees, hoodies, hats, and jerseys. Plus, load up on fresh meats, snacks, and drinks. So don't just tailgate, tail greater at Meyer.
Brought to you by Meyer. Meyer is proud to support IHSAA football.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Knights build it out to a lead of 27, their biggest lead of the night now. They went from 20 now to up 27. And they'll kick it away as they started the second half from right to left.
A couple other scores want to pass along. Wayne 7, Southside 6. Come on, boys. We got to get one this year. East Noble 14, DeKalb nothing in the third quarter. And Woodland 36, Bluffton 6, Joe.
Keyshawn Edwards back in kick return. They're moving up a little bit now out across both the kick returners across the 15. And a squib ball coming near side again. Filters through the 37. Not much of a return, maybe a couple of yards up the 40. But Northrop will have decent field position now, 1st and 10, and trying to go to work again offensively.
Yeah, important to move the football here, move the chains, and give your defense a rest. I mean, Bishop Luers has really whipped the Northrop defense tonight, so important for the offense to come back and move the ball.
Tyree Washington's had some flourish of brilliance tonight. He's into the lineup, and here comes Garrett Shanley from the bench as he's had the play whistled into him. Washington split wide to the right side. Jason Ash is the running back. He has played here tonight. And he's offset to the right of Garrett Shanley. Wants to throw. The left-hander sets up, looking, throws down the middle. He's got Washington with a step, and he lays out but can't find it. That ball sailed a little bit on Garrett Shanley. And against the wind, that's a pretty good velocity.
That was a heck of a pass, but he just missed Tyree Washington. I mean, that was a heck of some arm strength against the wind. You're right, Joe, but he's got to put a little bit more air under that football because Washington's fast, and he'll run underneath it. So those are the ones you wake up in the middle of the night that you wish you had back because you need those big plays. And another quick score update, Joe. Bishop Dwenger 26, Northside 7. So backing up that win against Homestead.
Jordan Dickinson's in wide to the left side. Here's Ash looking for some running room, trying to pick his way through the middle. Did get across the 40 up to about the 42. That's going to bring up a 3rd down call for the Bruins here. And they need to get out to midfield. In fact, just across midfield with a spot of the ball.
Yeah, and this is where I really like that play action. They get in that pistol formation. I like the fake to Jason Ash, and then you come back down and throw those hooks or those slant routes.
Morgan and Bussell are the safeties. They're back, two back, and now what do we have? Whistles blew for a moment.
Yep, took a moment for Bishop Luers to get their equipment right.
Play clock at 13. And Shingley, low snap. He's got it. Fakes again. Rolls to his left, being pursued, and throws the ball. There's a catch, and they're close to a 1st down, up to about the 48, maybe the 49-yard line. Looks to be short by about a yard and a half.
Yeah, pretty good route that time by Ty Smith on the outside. Ty Smith, 6'3", 185, only a sophomore. The Northrop coaches really like him, and they're going to go for it here. And, you know, nice pass again with Shanley. And again, Joe, Shanley is much improved from last year.
Bought time, rolled out to his right side. Being pursued by Connor Neely, one of the linebackers, but did complete it. And now it's going to be 4th down and a long 2. They've got to get on the Bishop Luers side of midfield on this snap. Little motion back from left to right by Mike Snyder. He's been really quiet here tonight. Play clock had ran out on him. Instead of 4th and 2, now they called a timeout and evaded the penalty. So Northrop takes a timeout. 7:26 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 33-6. Knights on top. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
The game just isn't the game without you. When pain or injury has you sidelined, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 260-266-4007. Whether you're aspiring pro or recreational athlete, our team of certified orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, athletic trainers, and registered dietitian nutritionists will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sport-specific rehabilitation. We can get you back to the action quickly and safely. Just call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine, your dream team.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Joe Walburn with us as well here tonight at Spooler Stadium. Remember, you can catch video highlights and game replays anytime at SummitCitySports.com. And most weeks you'll have 3 game replays to look at, plus highlights and interviews at SummitCitySports.com. 4th down and a long 2. Here's the Wildcat, run to the right side, and looking, and won't get it. Got to midfield on the Wildcat. That was Washington. And just ran into Connor Neely, and the 4th down bid fails.
He gets a great spot, Joe. I think they may possibly measure this. He got an incredible spot.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right.
That was a little bit of a gift to the guys in orange. That was an incredible spot that he got. But how about the effort by Washington to put his pads down and get those extra yards?
I got to tell you, Joe, I didn't think he was anywhere near
no,
that.
he was a yard short, but
go on and give it to him, right?
Go ahead and give it to him. They could use a break. 33-6.
So, new set of downs for the team in orange, the Bruins. They'll hand it off, and Ash running hard, runs into people, got a couple of tough yards down to the 48, maybe the 47-yard line, and there's nothing timid about Jason Ash.
No, he runs hard. 5'9", 185, but he runs like he's 220, and he always is going to deliver the blow.
2nd down and 7. Clock continues to run. We're inside 6 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter. The Knights have put up the only score in the 2nd half on a 3-yard touchdown run by Jalen Charlton. Their big lead now 27. Play action fake. Here is the throw, and Shanley looking far side's got a man out there. And boy, I don't know if that was Snyder lost the ball in the lights or what, but he was waving at the ball like he never saw it.
I don't know what happened out there because he was wide open. Shanley put the ball out there, and Snyder broke off his route and couldn't locate the football. So when I played, that was the ones I used to yell, "Keep running." After the play's over, just keep running. Keep running to the parking lot and don't come back. Help me out there.
3rd down and 7. Well, they went for it on 4th down before, but Bruins will try to pick up 7 yards. They need to get just inside the 40 of the Knights. Shanley again, the draw coming up, and boy, trouble at the pass. As they never got out of the blocks, and a loss back to midfield, and it'll be 4th down. That was Casey Lawrence that got blasted.
Yeah, and Savon Golden, 6'1", 260, introduces himself to Lawrence. It's a big-time hit.
Well, now it's 4th down and 10. He went for it before on 4th down, and Jason Dorfler says, hey, we're down 27. What do we got to lose here?
You have to throw the football here, and we'll see if Shanley can be patient in the pocket to find a receiver down the field.
Yeah, they've had the best success in the middle of the field. And Washington starts in the slot, the left side, now works back to the right. Play clock is at 6.
And
we're down
confused.
at 5.
They're confused.
And here is Shanley looking to hand the ball. Oh, no, play action fake, left-hand throw, and threw that one in traffic. Was it picked off? It was. And Bustles got it on a pick at his own 39-yard line for Luers.
And that play never had a chance. Northrop got the play in late. Washington was lined up in the wrong position at the slot. They ran a play action, which didn't make sense because Shanley turned the wrong way, and then Washington runs the wrong route, and it's an interception. And that's just a play where everybody had a total bust. And that's what happens when those plays come in late. And, you know, you get in a 4th down situation, and I remember being in the huddle, where's my play? Where's my play? And then confusion happens.
Luers already up to the line of scrimmage, ready to work the offense now. Wazinski out of the shotgun, running back to his right. Quick screen to the right. Got a block. And here's a carry out across the 45 to about the 46. Quick hitting play will gain nearly 7, maybe 8 yards for the Knights.
And quickly some scores. All these games are now heading into the 4th quarter. Leo 17, New Haven 6. Bishop, Dwenger, 26, Northside 7, Snyder 33, Concordia 18, and Carroll comes all the way back. Carroll 24, Homestead 17.
Wow. That was Austin Mack on that quick bubble screen to the right side, and he picks up a 7. Second down and a short 3 for the Knights. They work from the right side hash mark, 2 wide to the left. And Wazinski with an offset eye to the right side. Blitz coming up the middle. And the handoff and spinning and getting free. Boy, I tell you what, I believe it was Charlton. And how did he avoid? They came right to him and had him trapped for a moment in the backfield, but he spins for a first down to the Northrop 49.
And Tavon Johnson, who had Charlton in the backfield, he's a man, 6'1", 230, and Charlton just smoothly spins out of that play and makes it into a positive play. I'm impressed with Charlton, Joe. I know we were looking forward to seeing Mack and Wazinski. I'm extremely impressed with Charlton, the running back for Bishop Luers.
Yeah, Kyle Lindsey's got a lot of tools to work with, both sides of the ball. They're going to be a potent force come tournament time. New first down. Here's a quick throw to the right. That was deflected and nearly picked off. As I don't know if it was Tavon Johnson or trying to think. Spencer Miller might have had a hand on the ball, deflecting it.
Yeah, and that ball was right in his hands, and he's still shaking his head out there because you don't get those very often. And those are plays when you just don't see those guys. And that's when you holler them across, you go back to the huddle, and you holler back across the field, Joe. You say, that's why you play defense.
Hands of stone, huh? Second down and 10 with the ball at the Northrop 49-yard line. Just over 4 minutes time remaining in this third quarter. Now 2 wide to the short side to the right. Wazinski screens the ball once again, and that one is dropped.
It's a big play.
That time, I believe Charlton trying to run before he had the ball. A little bit behind him on his hip. And he tried to turn and run before he had it secure.
Yeah, bring that one in because he gets one block downfield, and that's probably a touchdown. It's a great play call. And, you know, we've been impressed with the personnel coming back for Luers. Really impressed with the play calling in the screen game. I didn't see this when they played Snyder.
You know, Kyle Lindsey told you, you know, they're aware of Northrop. They put plenty of pressure up front, and they try to take advantage of them overrunning plays and hit them with quick screens. Mack stays in wide to the right side to the short side. Carter Gillies out there as well. And 3 wide to the left, empty backfield for Wazinski on 3rd down and 10. Let's see how the Bruins play it defensively. Here's the long ball. The left, they've got Bussell. Bussell dives for it, and does he hold on? He can't. It hit the turf. He had it for a moment inside the 15, but the ground separated the ball from Deshaun Bussell, and it'll be 4th down.
That's a great pass by Wazinski, and Bussell just couldn't quite catch up to it, but I like Wazinski's arm. And, you know, again, 2 Northrop defenders out there, and they're fortunate that one wasn't a touchdown.
Mike Snyder will drop back and punt return inside the Bruin 20-yard line. I believe this is the first punt of the night, isn't it, for Jack Johnston?
Sure
is. Maybe the second one. I thought they might have had one in the first half. He'll wait for the snap at his own 36-yard line. Got a good delivery of the ball. Rush is coming, but he got it away. Nice spiral ball. Snyder, fair catch, and missed the ball, touched it, and that'll be Luers football inside the 10 at around the 5-yard line.
And there's going to be a penalty flag, so I believe it's going to come back. I think that Bishop Luers lined up possibly in an illegal formation. But that time for Northrop, you know, you plant your heels in the 10-yard line, Joe. If that ball comes over your head, you let it go. If you're going to circle back at your 5 and try to make that catch, you better find that football.
Jerry Parker, our referee, and I believe that's a penalty against Northrop. It'll be 1st and goal for the Knights.
I'm sorry. I thought they were going to flag that one. They threw the penalty at the snap of the ball, so it must have been offsides. But, wow, that's a big one, Joe. And, again, Snyder loses the football, and I don't know how you could really lose the football in the lights that time, Joe, because he's catching that ball facing the north end of the field. So,
well, Mike Snyder
could be the wind. You know, I mean, it's easy to sit up here and say that. That wind is swirling, and maybe it just caught that football and just caught it just right.
But, Joe, Mike Snyder having a tough night, and I know he wanted to step up as a senior leadership. He's one of the leaders on this Bruin team.
Good football player, too.
It just hasn't worked his way. 1st and goal inside the 6-yard line. Knights bunch package, everybody in tight. Running back offset to the left, and now they've got a counter run. Back comes Charlton. Charlton trying to turn the corner and into the end zone. So they come back with a counter run to the right, 6 yards on the touchdown run. And one play after the turnover on the fumble recovery, they get it at the 3:49 mark.
Yeah, nice efficiency for Bishop Luers, a single play. They come back with the counter, and Charlton puts the ball in the end zone. And now, you know, you're beginning to see how dominant Bishop Luers can be this season. You know, with the injuries, everybody's kind of been waiting to see if this thing would gel. Tonight, it's definitely gelled for Bishop Luers. And I'll say it again, I would have loved to see these kids play in the Snyder game, Joe.
Jalen Charlton having quite a night as he's into the end zone once again. And now Peyton Howe looking for the 40th point of the night here for the Bishop Luers Knights. Here's the snap. Right-footed kick is on the way. This looks good and is good. So 40-6. Lead grows for the Bishop Luers Knights as we'll stop and step out for a moment. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
A trip to downtown Fort Wayne is not complete without a stop at Rudy's at 409 West Brackenridge. Next time you're headed to the baseball game, make pregame plans to stop in at Rudy's, where you'll find a wide assortment of adult beverages and aromas. But Rudy's is also a premier downtown location for picking up those mouth-watering DeBrand's chocolates. What better way to catch a game at Parkview Field? Make it a date for a stop at Rudy's, right across from the main Parkview Field entrance.
Rudy! You're listening to the high school football game of the week on WGL Fort Wayne, Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Glad you could join us tonight on Fox Sports with Joe Auburn. I'm Joe Parson. Well, the Knights have scored the game's last 21 points in a row. They're breaking loose now to lead it by 34.
And a dominant performance, Joe. I mean, Northrop's made some mistakes. You know, they've made the special teams mistake, and they've had some turnovers. But I've been really impressed with the way Luers has handled Northrop up front.
Bruins bringing everybody up tight again. Expecting a squib kick or a short kick nonetheless. And here comes, it's almost an onside to hit one of the up Bruins. But that's pounced on by Northrop at their own 43-yard line. So I don't know if that was the design onside kick or it just hit one of the up people, but Northrop fortunate to be able to get on that ball.
And Luers was offsides on that kick that time. I don't know if the kicker was having an issue getting to the football, but you're right. Good field position for Northrop, and we'll see. We'll see if Northrop can get some momentum and get things going.
Yeah, I don't think that Northrop wants a re-kick penalty. They'll take the ball. Very good field position at their own 43, 1st and 10. Well, we'll be at Wayne Stadium next Friday night. Game against Northside for the Generals. Wayne was locked up in a tight one with Southside tonight. Play action fake. Here's a sweep near side. Shaitan Vaughn looking for turns a corner. Runs out of real estate up around the 48-yard line. So he'll pick up about, well, maybe 4 or 5 yards. Let's see where he stepped out.
Yeah, and a good run with Shaitan Vaughn. And I played with his daddy, too, over at Southside. And so here's another Southside kid wearing the orange. What's going on, man? And we wonder why we're hoping we can sneak one by Wayne tonight. That might be our only win. But it's interesting. You know, Luers gets Concordia North next week, Joe. And Concordia just scored to make it 34-24 Snyder over Concordia. So they're hanging around with the Panthers.
Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Wildcat again. Washington Law trying to make a quick cut at the 45. Got a couple of yards falling forward up to the 47. That looked like it had a little bit of a seam for the speedy Tyree Washington.
And after Concordia, Luers then has Carroll, Southside, Homestead, and Northside. So it's going to be interesting to see how Luers, you know, finishes up this conference play. I think Luers could easily win the rest of their games, Joe.
We will see. Snyder stays in wide to the left. Mike hoping to have a chance for some late heroics in this one. His team is down, though, here at home by 34 points. And here is a Shanley pass laying out for it, but incomplete. Looking for Tyree Washington. That was a little bit off target at the Luers 48-yard line. Coverage was there by the Knights as well, and now it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, another big 4th down play here, and if you're Northrop, I guess they're going to punt the football here and play some defense. But, you know, if you're Northrop, you have Bishop Luers tonight, Joe, of course, but then Dwenger, Northside, Concordia, Southside, and Homestead. So the next couple of weeks are going to be tough for Northrop.
Remember, there was a 5-way tie for second place in the SAC entering play tonight.
And Dwanger's rolling over Northside 26-7. Carroll 24-17 over Homestead in the fourth quarter. And Snyder 34-24 over Concordia.
Fox will kick it away at the 35. Line drive, end over end kick. Mark, and it gets by him inside the 10 and will roll down to the 8-yard line. So one of the few times tonight Bishop Luers will have very poor field position to start an offensive drive.
And we'll see if the Northrop defense can suck it up and play some here. You know, it's 40-6, but with high school football, you always want to keep playing and try to get better because, as we know, everybody qualifies for the playoffs. That's not the case in Ohio, but over in Indiana, everybody qualifies for the playoffs, so you're always trying to get better.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about Indiana high school football, that you can have the worst season in the world. And remember Bishop Luers a couple of years ago. They had a terrible regular season and then got rolling a little bit in the playoffs.
And one more score to pass along, Joe, and I'm a little bit surprised. Leo 27, New Haven 6. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it is at Leo, but Lions tough again this year. There was movement on the near side, but they reset. Carter Gilley in motion, takes the handoff, trying to sweep to the right side, and he's brought down inside the 5.
And nice defense with Northrop, and you have to be careful if you're Bishop Luers with those sweeps because you don't want to get caught in the end zone and get a safety.
I think the Knights are bringing in different some combinations here in the late going of this third quarter. They lead it 40-6. And it is Jack Johnston in at quarterback now. Well, he had 6 of 11 through the air last week, 48 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. He also ran 6 times for 27 yards. Out of the shotgun, looks to hand it off. There's Charlton running to it right, and he's wrapped up right about the line of scrimmage. So they lost 5 yards on the previous play, and now they're back, maybe right back to that, not the original line of scrimmage, but from the last loss.
Yeah, good stand, good defense with Northrop, and you like that if you're Coach Dorfler. See some guys out there playing hard.
Nose of the football just inside the Luers 5-yard line. It is 3rd down and 14. Let's call it at the 4. Johnston went over to the side to get the play. Now brings his team up the line of scrimmage. Carter Gilley in wide to the left, up in the slot to the left side. They got some. That's Nick Carroll in the slot position. Johnston backing out of the end zone, throws near side, looking, got Gilley, went over the shoulder. That may be offensive pass interference.
That's going to be interesting. I think you might have a hold on the defensive back for Northrop, number 22, Shaitan Vaughn that time. So we'll see. I'm guessing holding on defense. I think you're looking for what, offensive pass interference, Joe?
I thought Gilley went over the shoulder, but again, we'll wait and see. The guy that counts is Jerry Parker, our referee, and it is going against Northrop.
I thought it was really pretty good coverage, but
the ball was to the inside, and Northrop was going to have the best chance of it, and that's why I thought Gilley went over the shoulder, but not so.
Now measure now is going to be holding that time on Northrop, so they're going to measure it.
It's not an automatic, is it?
No, it's not.
So we'll have a bit of delay with 1:18 still remaining in this third quarter.
That's interesting. This is the first time I've ever seen officials at a game we've been at use headsets to communicate with each other. That's kind of a new trend now in officiating. All the high school crews, Joe, are getting headsets to be able to communicate with. So you see them all with an earpiece, and it's kind of interesting.
Everything's digital, Joe.
My gosh, the technology. I told these guys, I said, what, so you don't have to run up and get together and huddle? I said, they don't want you guys to run anymore, do you? When are you going to get your exercise? You going to come out and run some laps around the track beforehand? Now you got a digital earpiece. You don't have to run anywhere.
It is 4th down and less than a yard. The ball's at the 18-yard line, and Luers is going to go for it. Leading it 40-6. Johnston, the quarterback for the Knights. Running back, here's a motion and the counter run. They run up the middle. They've got more than enough for the first down. That was Dippold, got a little comeback pattern up the middle, curling it up across the 20 to the 24-yard line, and they'll move the chains. And boy, again, a lot of creativity. They give you a lot of motional looks one way, and then they come back with a counter run the other way.
that motion across the formation has given Northrop fits. And I don't know if it's a key for the linebacker, but when that motion comes and they fake, it just seems to really open up that lane. The creativity of offense nowadays is so impressive, Joe. You turn an NFL game on, a college game, or a high school game, so much creativity.
Motion again right to left, and here is Johnston on a quarterback keeper call, and he's not going to get positive yardage. That time, Antoine Washington came knifing through there, had some help as Northrop played a little better defensively, and a loss back around the 20.
Yeah, good push up front by DeChandre Miller. I've mentioned his name a couple times tonight. I like him, Joe. 6'1", 260. He's playing out of position. He'd be a great player at the linebacker position on the next level.
We're down under 30 seconds time remaining this third quarter. This will probably be the final snap of this third quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 14. Ball's back at the 20-yard line. Too wide to the right, the short side of the field. Here is a handoff, and they'll work it off tackle to the right up to about the 25, and that should do it here at the third quarter. It will go in the books as Bishop Luers in a 3-quarter lead, 40-6 over Northrop. We'll be back IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Hi, this is Russ Isaacs, former head football coach and athletic director at Snyder High School. I can tell you from personal experience that next to winning a championship, nothing compares to receiving a championship ring. The ring is a culmination of high achievement and adds tremendously to a student-athlete's self-esteem.
Take it from the coach. Honor your achieving student-athlete with a championship ring from Signature Style Jewelry. Join the winner's circle. Get a free price quote and your artwork today. Call Todd Oliver at 800-273-8124, extension 3. That's 800-273-8124, extension 3. Write it down, 800-273-8124, extension 3. Or email him at todd@signaturestylegewelry.com. That's Todd at signaturestylegewelry.com. Signature Style Jewelry, the leading online retailer of championship rings, class rings, and fashion jewelry.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Turned out without the rain sprinkles, a pretty pleasant evening here at Spooler Stadium. But not so much for Northrop right now. It's 3rd down 11 for the Knights, working from left to right now. Johnston, the quarterback, and there is a gift as one of the Bruins came across and encroached. And that's going to be 5 yards. It'll still be 3rd down, but instead of 3rd and 11, it'll be 3rd and 6.
And on the scoreboard, it's a final. Leo beats New Haven tonight, so impressive win for Leo out in the county. Late in the fourth quarter games, most of these games are being decided now. Dwenger 29, Northside 7. Snyder 41, Concordia 24. So beginning to put a little distance with Concordia. And how about Carroll waking up? Carroll 31, Homestead 17 late in the fourth.
And Joe, that Leo New Haven game over already. We're just starting the fourth quarter. Obviously, they didn't throw the ball much in that one.
Yeah, and East Noble 28, DeKalb 7.
Johnston rolls to his left side, wants to throw, puts it up, and there is a ball that's wide of Carter Gilly. So it'll be 4th down, and one would expect that the Knights will kick the ball away.
Yep, good stop for Northrop. Chance to get the ball back. Now in the fourth quarter, you're playing for next week. You know, you're playing for some momentum. You want to keep moving because you know with this conference, the schedule never gets easy. So you just want to keep competing. Next week for Northrop, Bishop Dwenger. You know, a tough game with Bishop Dwenger. So they'll travel to Bishop Dwenger, and then Northside, Concordia, Southside. I think Concordia and Southside and Northside are games that Northrop could possibly win. So got to get some momentum, though.
Joe, you look at Northrop, Snyder, Luers, and next week Dwenger in 3 consecutive weeks. Snyder can't find it, will stay away, and short kick, but takes a Luers bounce inside the 40 down to about the 38. And once again, it'll be the Bruins to go back to work offensively, looking for the only score they've had came back in the second quarter on a 12-yard touchdown toss on 3rd and goal from Garrett Chenley to Tyree Washington.
Yeah, and Luers has just been extremely dominant. Sometimes we see these lopsided scores, and certain plays have made a difference. Now, tonight, Luers has dominated this football game. And again, I think it's a better Northrop team, but you're right, Joe. You get Snyder, then you get Luers. What kind of team will Northrop have with Dwenger next week on the road? So that's what's so tough about this conference is you have to regroup and reload.
And I know it's frustrating for Jason Dorfler. He told us, you know, offensively, we're beating ourselves. Just making mistakes. There's Ash with one of his best runs of the night as he runs for a first down up close to midfield, up around the 48-yard line.
Yeah, good again run. I like the vision. I like the pad level. Jason Ash is a good back.
And if you're wondering, Damon Williams still in there, so a lot of the first-line defensive troops still in there for Kyle Lindsey, including Chance Richards. He's played a very good game here tonight. So, first and 10.
I can see how this defense has carried Luers early on in the season, Joe.
You just hang in there, keep us close. We only need a couple of points when the defense is throwing a shutout like they did last week against Wayne. First and 10 for Shanley. 3 wide to the left. That's the wide side of the field. Looks back to the right. Now throws in the slot. He's got Mike Snyder at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and he's in to the end zone for a touchdown. Mike Snyder, wow, good for 51 yards and a touchdown, and Mike Snyder's got to feel like the weight is off his shoulders.
And how about that speed? Snyder just beats the safety in the corner to the end zone. They had the angle on him. And how about the pass from Shanley? And that's what gets Coach Dorfler so excited. You're seeing a glimpse of big-time football out of Northrop that you haven't seen in the past. So, excellent pass that time for Snyder.
And you got to be happy for Mike Snyder. Yeah. He really has battled tonight in a lot of different aspects. They expect so much out of him in so many different ways. And finally coming through with a big catch for a touchdown.
And that's what you hope. You want to see your kids compete no matter what the score is.
Cameron Fox on to try to add the extra point. Right-footed kick, got the elevation on the way, and it is good. So something for the Bruin fans to cheer about. 40-13 with 11:06 remaining in the ball game. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
You've heard the saying, it's all about the Benjamins. Nothing could be more true at Tom Steele Tire, where it's all about saving you money. For over 35 years, this family-owned business has been saving Fort Wayne drivers lots of Benjamins. Offering quality tires and ASE-certified mechanical service for your car, and that includes an oil change and tire rotation special, all for just $24.95. 2 convenient locations in Fort Wayne to serve you. Tom Steele Tire, not just a tire store, but a complete automotive center.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Joe Auburn with us tonight. Any update on that Wayne Archer game?
Wayne 7, Southside 6 in the fourth quarter. Wow. So come on, boys. We've got to get that win. But I have another update for you. Homestead's not dead yet. Homestead scores. Carroll 31, Homestead 24, late in the fourth.
Game's going down to the wire. Here it's 40-13, so the Bruins on the board. Now they'll kick the ball away. And looking now, the Knights, Contrez Jordan comes into the game as one of the kick returners. And I always love late in the game, you can tell the new guys, they got the white uniforms.
Yeah, and when you get in the game with those light uniforms, you're like, okay, the first thing I have to do is I got to get dirty. So I got to get involved in the play. I got to get some mud on my jersey. So when I get back on the bus to right across town back to Bishop Luers, the guys are like, yeah, Contrell, he's got some dirt on him. He was with us.
Bussell and Morgan are back deep as well. So they've got 3 back kick returners for the Knights. Here's a pooch kick off to the right side. That'll filter through Morgan, picks it up just across the 30. Comes middle of the field, trying to turn the corner and lost his footing on a cut right at the 30-yard line. Maybe they'll give him a yard to the 31. That's where the Knights start on offense.
It's a great play by the All-American Grasshopper. And we tend to see him make about 2 or 3 plays a game, don't we, Joe?
Yep. Yep, the old field turf got you. Tripped over that 30-yard line. First and 10 at the 31. Bruins now making a couple of changes as well. We're going to see Sam Stewart check into the ball game. He's a 6'2", 210-pound junior defensive lineman. Exactly 11 minutes remaining. And let's see if that's still Jack Johnson. I'm not sure it is. I think they've got a third quarterback in there working tonight. They do. We'll check it for you in a moment. They're going to run the ball, and not much there as they bring in Reese Zay. That's Z-A-Y, Reese Zay, a 5'9" sophomore, 172 pounds.
And they like him. They think he's a good athlete, so they're getting him some snaps because, you know, looking at, obviously, Wazinski is a senior and Jack Johnston's a senior, so Zay may have to be the guy next year, Joe.
Reese Zay in there at quarterback. And we'll check some of the other numbers as well. Contrast, Jordan stays in there as well. He's up on the slot right side. They want to run the ball. Here's a sweep coming out to the left side. Not much there this time for Jonathan Silvers, 5'7" junior.
Chance for Northrop to make some plays and maybe get the football back and get some more points. So, you know, that's what you want if you're Coach Northrop. You want your kids to keep competing.
And if you're Kyle Lindsay, you want to keep that clock moving.
Keep that clock moving. Make sure no frontline guys get hurt, and I don't really see any other more frontline guys in there.
Got to get used to that name, Reese Zay in there now. Wide out right to the right side is Mike Zaremba. And here's a snap as Zay wants to screen the ball, puts it up, and he has a catch. And looking for some running room, not much after the catch. That was a floating ball, but Jonathan Silvers was there to catch it and gets a couple of positive yards up to about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Northrop was all over that play that time. So Zay showed some touch getting the ball out there, Joe, but Northrop just gobbles the ball up, and Northrop's still playing hard. I mean, it's 40-13, but they want some more points.
And they're going to get the ball back again, and let's see how Mike Snyder fares on punt returns. He's been battling, trying to locate the ball on some of these punts that have been somewhat of a knuckleball variety. Here's Johnston in to punt the ball away. Here's a wobbly ball that'll hit at the 47. Takes a bit of a backwards bounce up and comes back to the 47. So it'll be very good field position for the Bruins at their own 47-yard line with 8:57 remaining. 1st and 10, and they scored the last time they touched the ball, and we'll see if they can put more points on the board here.
Why not? Bombs away with Garrett Shanley. It was a nice one last time.
Hit a 51-yarder.
Those are fun.
Well, they mark the ball now, ready for play once again. 3 wide. The passing look for the Bruins to the right side of the field. Shanley's gone all the way at quarterback, looking, and is that the Wildcat? It is. And there's Washington tripped up, 1 man to beat inside the 30-25. Bumped out of bounds on the near sidelines, and Tyree Washington. It was not Shanley. As they run that Wildcat, and Washington picking him up, laying him down, and he's got a big gainer on the ground.
I like Washington. You know, 5'11", only 145 pounds, Joe, and only a junior. But I like Washington. Slippery quick, and he plays hard every single play.
Gets it down to the Luers 22-yard line, 1st and 10. Jordan Dickinson had some catches earlier. Wide right, Tyree Washington up in between receivers. Now they position another guy. They've got 3 wide to the right. Jason Ash is the running back, flanked to the right of Garrett Shanley. Shanley looking to hand the ball to Ash and going nowhere. Maybe new numbers in there for Luers, but the same result. And that was Connor Neely that got penetration.
Yeah, Neely's a ball player, too. He was pivotal last week against Wayne, so Neely's another defensive force for Luers out there. And if I'm Northrop, I'd throw the football. Why waste the time running the ball?
That was a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Dickinson stays in wide to the right side. Tyree Washington now in the middle of that trips package. And Shanley looking to throw, looks near side. Left hands it to the corner of the end zone. He's got Mike Snyder trying to left hand the ball. There's a penalty flag thrown in the end zone. And it looks like there might be pass interference against Bishop Luers.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I thought that was pretty good coverage. And I didn't think that ball was catchable, Joe.
I'm with you, but Guys in Stripes had another opinion of it. There's the one that counts.
You know, watching Bishop Luers, I really enjoyed watching the Notre Dame game on Saturday night, Joe. How about Jalon Smith? You know, I mean, how cool is that to have a kid from Bishop Luers be the captain of Notre Dame's football team?
And you know, look at what's coming out, you know, this year and the next couple of years out of Fort Wayne, and they're going to well-respected programs.
Fires me up. It's awesome.
Penalty is going to move the ball to the Bishop Luers just outside the 10-yard line. Clock is down to 8:06 time remaining. It will be 1st and 10 at the 11 officially. Again, 3 wide to the right. Luers has some problems with their coverage as Shanley ready to take the snap, looks near side. Snyder's wide open for a moment. They have him, and he walks into the end zone. He beat the coverage. It'll be 11-yard touchdown, back-to-back touchdown strikes from Shanley to Mike Snyder.
Yeah, it's a nice combination for Northrop, and that time Shanley looks off the coverage. I'm seeing so much growth by Garrett Shanley this year. Comes back, hits Snyder. Snyder makes the play. Touchdown for Northrop, and all of a sudden the game gets a little bit closer, and it gives Northrop a little bit more confidence as they roll into these next few games.
Well, Snyder a week ago had 50 on him at halftime, and then the Bruins came back. They ended up scoring 33. Fox trying to add the extra point, and he does. So it is a 40-20 ball game, still better than 8 minutes remaining. We'll be back. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Satisfied with your bank? Have you considered a credit union? Midwest America offers about any service you need. The convenience of free mobile banking, debit cards, ATMs, free online banking and bill payer, competitive loans, mortgages, and more. Deposits insured to $500,000. Hey, consider this an invitation. Your next bank should be a credit union. Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Still 8:01 on the clock here at Spooler Stadium. We're going to be here a while longer as Northrop will kick the ball away, and they're within 20. And now you got to be thinking, Jason Dorfler, does he maybe think possibly onside?
Absolutely. Give it a shot. I mean, you're seeing different numbers in the game, but Northrop's playing better. And some other scores, Joe, you know, a lot of people wondered about Bluffton. Woodland 57, Bluffton 6. East Noble 35, DeKalb 7 late in the 4th. Leo beats New Haven tonight 17-6. Dwenger 29, Northside 7 late in the 4th. Snyder 41, Concordia 24 late in the 4th. Carroll 31, Homestead 24 in the 4th. And Homestead has the ball driving.
Here comes the onside kick and a scramble for it. Northrop's got a shot at it. They think they've got it. We'll wait for the officials to pile. Bruins have got it at the 45 of Bishop Luers, and suddenly the game is changing here in the late going.
And if Northrop can get a quick score here, all of a sudden this gets a little bit interesting.
So the Bruins have the ball again, and they'll have it at about they're going to set it down at the 45 of the Knights.
And I think that Coach Lindsay's not too happy because I'm looking out there now, and the first team defense is back in the game now. Okay, enough of this rally. Let's put our first teamers back in.
So Shanley now, they come up in press coverage near side as Shanley looks, throws over the middle, and looking that, again, that was Jordan Dickinson, but he was running a post pattern. That ball sailed to the outside, incomplete.
And Shanley says, geez, these guys are covered a little tighter all of a sudden.
Yeah, what's the difference, huh?
Yeah.
Ty Smith checks into the ball game. Ruza leaves. Second down and 10, but it's at the 45. So a 20-point difference. A touchdown now would make it 13. In the slot left side is Mike Snyder. He's had 2 back-to-back touchdown catches here in the second half. And here's a bad snap that's picked up. Shanley looking, or it's Tyree Washington, but they'll get back only to midfield. That'll be a loss of about 5 yards.
That's frustrating because, you know, you've got some trickery in the game that time. They were going to try a reverse pass that time, but couldn't get the snap. So all of a sudden it's 3rd and long, and now you're back in the hole. And we'll see if Shanley can make another one of those throws, Joe.
More importantly, that keeps the clock moving now. Inside 7.5 minutes time remaining. Washington stays in, but up in the slot to the right side. And here is Garrett Shanley out of the shotgun formation. Jason Ash to his right. Shanley throws as far as he can to the right, looking, and here's the ball contested, intended for Jordan Dickinson, but good coverage, double coverage down there. Jack Johnston rotated back and had some help from his teammates as well and goes for an incomplete pass.
Yeah, and I wouldn't punt the ball now. I mean, you might as well take another shot at it. Shanley has the arm strength. I guess he's going to punt the ball, huh?
Don't see Fox coming out there. So we will see.
He's going to have to go for it. Absolutely. Oh boy, go for it. No?
Well, they've got to get to the 35-yard line.
It's 4th and long. 4th and IHOP, huh?
There you go. Wouldn't that taste good right now?
Absolutely.
Being on diet. Down 20, buddy.
You look great.
Long way to go. Dropping the throw. Here's Shanley again. Top of the pocket. Looking. Throws to the right. And that one's trouble. It sailed on him too far, so the 4th down pass goes awry, and it'll be Bishop Luers taking over on downs. They'll have it at midfield.
That first team defense really snuffed out the momentum, didn't they?
Makes a difference.
It does make a difference. Northrop was moving the football, but that first team defense comes in, and they come in fresh. So now I think we're going to probably see Luers just keep the ball on the ground now and see if they can run this clock out and get out of there. And it's a final over for Bishop Dwenger. Bishop Dwenger 29, Northside 13. So that's a good win for Bishop Dwenger because Northside was riding high after beating Carroll last week.
Yeah, that last second touchdown, literally. Motion right to left behind the line of scrimmage. They look to hand the ball off. The sweep coming to left side, looking for running room. And that is Contrez Jordan. Jordan, just like we saw some of the nights earlier, able to turn the corner. There's a penalty flag, though, back at the Northrop 49.
And Snyder now 48, Concordia 24 as that game comes down to the end. But, you know, I think Concordia, just watching the score come in, I think Concordia put up a good fight tonight, Joe.
No question, with Curl Legrand running the football, and they've shown that they can put points on the board.
Still no update. Wayne 7, South 6, and it's just killing me. So,
well, Wayne's got to be thrilled after being shut out last week and losing only 7-0. Penalty moves the ball back to the 41 of the Knights. And we'll check the numbers. It'll be Mike Zoramba stays in wide to the right. Up in the slot to the right side is Contrez Jordan. And blitz coming up the middle. They'll run the ball. And off tackle. There's some running room for a moment as squirting through there. I think that was Jonathan Silvers that got it. He did get the call. One of the Bruins. He'll carry it up to about just across the 45-yard line. Under 6.5 minutes time remaining.
Good performance tonight with Bishop Luers. You know, you wondered, we had hoped to see Mack and Wazinski tonight, and we were excited to see them, but I thought they were much better than what we anticipated. We didn't see any rust, so a good performance with Bishop Luers, and I think this game is going to really catapult them, Joe, on the rest of their schedule.
That's Zach Robbins, Joe, that's in there now at quarterback. What is he, the 4th quarterback used tonight or 3rd?
I might get a couple snaps tonight. What do you say?
You got eligibility left.
I might get a couple snaps.
Robbins taking a look as clock continues to run down to 5:48, and now Luers is going to take a timeout, so that'll stop the clock. 40-20 our score. Knights have got the ball, 2nd down and long at their own 45. We'll be back to Spooler Stadium, IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Hi, Charlie Momper here from Momper Installation. It's never too late to add installation. You'll be amazed at the results. Our Momper professionals retrofit your walls and attics with high-quality insulation. When we're finished, you'll stay warmer and hopefully save money on your heating bills as well. Momper, the #1 name in insulation since 1956. Call today at 432-7543.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Back again at Spooler Stadium.
And
Knights.
Carroll got to stop, Joe. It's a final. Carroll 31, Homestead 24. So Carroll gets the stop at the end of the game at home.
What were they down? They were down pretty significant, weren't they?
Yeah, they were down 10 points at one point, Carroll was. Homestead jumped out to a 10-point lead and got all the way out to 17-3. Homestead, and Carroll battles back and gets the stop.
Robbins handing the ball off again. Here comes a cut-off tackle left, and they've got a 1st down and much more. That's a nice run by Jonathan Silvers.
Yeah, nice push up front with the backup offensive line for Bishop Luers. So absolutely, and you know, Carroll now, that sets up Carroll and Snyder next week, Joe. That's a big one. You know, so we talked about all the teams in second place in the conference. We see Carroll and Bishop Dwenger tonight separate themselves. And it's interesting because Carroll has Snyder now, Luers, and Dwenger. Bring on the big boys.
It is a tough road for all these teams. Zaremba in wide to the right side. Knights stay with an offset eye. Will run inside of 5 minutes before the snap of the ball. Zach Robbins, the quarterback for the Knights. Looking to hand it off again. And again, it'll be Silvers. Cuts to his left. He got 3rd and 1, an easy run for it. And a first down carry down to about the 36. Clock stopped as he went out of bounds.
Yeah, nice block out there with the left tackle for Bishop Luers. Just dropping the Northrop defender that time.
That'll take the ball to the 36. Clock is stopped with 4:50 remaining. Our game next Friday night at Wayne Stadium will take on the Generals against Northside. Wayne trying to hold on, last report, to that 1-point lead against the Archers of Southside. Robbins calling out the signals once again. Got one wide either side. He'll hand it off. And here is Silvers again picking his way. Cuts inside the 35. Got another yard down to the 34-yard line.
Yep, good push again with Bishop Luers. Run that football. Run that clock down. And it'll be interesting to see how Northside responds next week, Joe. That's a really tough loss. They really have been up and down this year. Losing the game to Homestead, the game we saw, and then coming back, getting the big upset with Carroll and losing to Bishop Dwenger. So up and down, a young team for Northside and Coach Hall.
Ricardo Crosta is checked in. He's a wide out to the left side, the short side of the field. Zach Robbins stays with that offset I formation to his right. Barking out the signals again. Long count from the line of scrimmage. Deep handoff. Here's a cut up the middle and a little bit of running room initially, as the gain will be down to the 31-yard line. And once again, they're staying with Jonathan Silvers. He's been the featured running back this series.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Luers tonight. I knew Luers was getting some people back, but I thought this game would be a little bit closer. Northrop competed at times last week with Snyder, and we thought Northrop had some moments against Carroll, and we thought this game would be a little bit better matchup, but I'm impressed with the way Luers has come back.
Yeah, not to take anything away from Bishop Luers. They were very impressive tonight, but Jason Dorfler will be the first to tell you, too many mistakes, missed opportunities, and you can't do that against a very good football team. 3rd down and 5. Robbins with 3:20 remaining in the ball game. Hard count, now looks to hand it off. Silver again running to the left, looks for an opening, and he's got a first down inside the 25 to the 20, and all the way down he rolls to about the 16-yard line. And I'm telling you about this new kid in there, Jonathan Silver's looking good.
Yeah, 5'7", 155. And good pad level and good vision. And I loved how he shoved the blocker out of the way that time to get downfield. So kind of remind me of watching that freshman running back for Purdue against Marshall on Sunday. Boy, he had some runs. I know that was a tough loss for you guys with Purdue, but you know what? Purdue's better this year. I thought so.
I hope so.
Well, if the quarterback stops throwing gimmies, but I thought Purdue physically looked better on Sunday.
1st and 10 at the 15 now. Will the Knights try to get another score late? They lead at 40-20. Are they going to be content just to run the clock here now? Robbins looks, gives to Silver again, works far side, maybe knocked out of bounds to stop the clock with 2:40 on the clock.
And St. Francis, you guys got a biggie, huh?
Tomorrow night against Taylor University, they scored 51 in their win a week ago over Anderson. Cougars looked pretty good at home Saturday night. Had 59 against Olivet Nazarene.
It should be a good game, good matchup.
Always tough to go into Upland.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of college football, you're not going to like this, and I'm telling you, Notre Dame was the best team I saw last weekend. I mean, I'm telling you, talk about a futures ticket.
Already got one.
I'll trade you my TCU for Notre Dame. What do you say?
2 minutes remaining in this ball game. Play action fake again. No, they did hand it off. This time, Northrop is there to knock it down for a loss. And Joe will be making his way down. He's looking for another future book bet somewhere down there. Loss will bring up 2nd down and long. He'll be checking in seriously with some of the players for the Bishop Luers Knights after the handshakes, and maybe get a word from Kyle Lindsay on what appears to be, with 90 seconds exactly remaining in the ball game, a Luers win 40-20 right now. Ball's at the 19, 3rd down and 14. Contrast Jordan sent to the short side, wide left. But Luers has stayed with the ground game now with Zach Robbins handing it off, and we expect him to do that again. He dropped the ball, stumbling, rolls to his left, and trying to get out of bounds, is knocked down. I'm not sure he got out of bounds. Clock continues to run. So it'll bring up 4th down, and under a minute remaining. And I have a feeling the Knights will not try a field goal. They'll just run another play. And if they come up short, they'll be content to put it back in the hands of the Bruins with just scant seconds remaining. Well, a lot of depth. And always you're looking for a chance to give the young kids a chance to get some snaps. Dylan Barnum up at fullback, offset to the left side. Silvers has been the running back, the tailback, getting most of the calls. And they'll give it now play action fake. And here is Robbins, throws the ball, and that one is dropped in and out of the hands of Dylan Barnum. So the 4th down bid does fail, and Northrop will get it back with 19 seconds remaining. First 4th down stop of the ball game for Northrop tonight. That is the good news. The bad news, they get it back at their own 23-yard line with time for maybe 1, maybe 2 plays, depending on how it all goes. But they've hit some long-distance plays for touchdowns, 51 yards earlier in the 4th quarter from Shanley to Mike Snyder. And you would expect they'll be putting up the home run ball here. 3 safeties back. Well, they're playing well off. Corners and the safeties about 15, 20 yards off. They do run the ball, though. And that gets them a gain only up to the 29-yard line with 12 seconds remaining. So maybe time for 1 more play. We're down to 6, we're down to 5, and that is going to be it. So this one will go into the books as a 40-20 Bishop Luers victory here. And Northrop still looking for their first home victory of the season. And Bishop Luers, which was winless on the road, coming in 0-1, they'll even their road record at 1-1 and take their overall record to 3-1 and stay right on the heels of Snyder. Of course, they lost to Snyder a couple of weeks ago. 40-20, the final score here. Let's keep things right here while we wait for Joe Walburn down below, looking for a chance to grab a couple of words with maybe a couple of the Knights players. But both teams lining up for the handshakes. And a lot of teams have team meetings immediately after a ball game, so we'll see if Joe is able to get any of the Knights without overstepping his authority on the field. Sometimes the head coaches don't like that either. So you got to go with the system and what the coaching staff will allow you. But Joe Walburn down on the field waiting for an opportunity, as we are. And he's got Kyle Lindsley right now, I believe. Or no, that is not the head coach. As soon as we get a chance, we'll be going down with Joe and seeing who he has been able to round up down there.
Yep, both of you. Yeah, Joe, I'm down here with Austin Mack and Noah Wazinski, and man, hey, how good does it feel to be back?
You know, it's glad that both of us can be back out here and you know, lead our team, you know, like we used to. And I mean, I'm just glad we're both healthy now.
Austin, how hard was it to miss the rest of that Snyder game when you know your team really needed you?
You know, it's huge because I felt like, you know, we had a good opportunity to, you know, make it a better game and be more of an impact and, you know, hopefully come out with the win. But, you know, it happens, you know, so now it's to you know, focus on state and finish out the season right.
How much does it mean for you to play for Bishop Luers and to wear those colors?
Oh, it's huge. You know, we play for pride and, you know, PhD, and we play for the tradition. You know, years before, you know, I always played for, you know, Tyvell, who were #1, the Kenny, who were #1. You know, it's a tradition, you know, that, you know, we all live for and we have here at Bishop Luers.
Austin, you're an awesome player, and I look forward to watching you play in college. Good luck, man. Noah,
what's up? Coming
back, man. You know what? You're a heck of a player, I got to be honest, I was surprised how sharp you were. I mean, you really threw the ball well tonight after missing a couple games.
Yeah, it feels good to be back. Obviously, our receiving core was healthy, and they made some plays for me tonight, and we're only going to get better from here on out.
Yeah, your numbers have been so gaudy over the years. It's got to feel good to get back out here and be able to find Austin Mack and all the weapons. And it just seemed like with the play calling, you guys were really in charge.
Right. Coach Lindsay made some great play calls tonight, and we capitalized on what the defense gave us, a lot of one-on-one. So I'm just looking forward to the next week and the next game after that.
Yeah. And how much does this game help you guys? I mean, Austin coming back, you coming back, you guys are getting healthy. Is this really going to catapult you for the rest of the conference season? Because this conference is ridiculously tough.
I'm looking forward to every game we play. Obviously, having everybody healthy is a big part of our success. And, you know, obviously there's some good teams in the SAC, and we look forward to playing everyone, and we like to take the challenge.
And lastly, Joe Parson and I were talking upstairs. I mean, how cool is it to watch Jalon Smith be the captain of Notre Dame's defense and play, knowing that he wore those colors too for Luers? I mean, do you guys talk about that, and how cool is it, the tradition that Luers has?
We carry on the tradition. Obviously, he set forth, and multiple players before him, and obviously we love watching him every Saturday, and you know, he's obviously doing great, so we're very proud of him.
Yeah, well, congratulations on a great game. And, Joe, probably my favorite quarterback in the area, Noah Wazinski. So good luck the rest of the year, brother, man. See ya. So happy Luers players tonight, Joe, and big performance getting healthy for Bishop Luers.
No question about it. Great job, Joe Auburn, down on the field with Noah Wazinski and Austin Mack before that. We're going to take a timeout. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with our Walburn Financial Management post-game show coming up, providing bookkeeping and tax services for the little guy. That's coming up right after the timeout. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Did you know the IRS tax code now consists of nearly 80,000 pages of rules and regulations? It's enough to make you cry. But now there's real affordable help right here in Fort Wayne. Walburn Financial Management, a firm that cuts right through the legalese, working hard for you, providing external solutions to bookkeeping and tax problems. Walburn Financial Management, taking flawless care of all your personal reporting, P&L, or even individual tax requirements. Give them a call, 260-459-2240. You'll sleep better at night being assured everything's taken care of. Walburn Financial Management.
The game just isn't the game without you. When pain or injury has you sidelined, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 260-266-4007. Whether you're aspiring pro or recreational athlete, our team of certified orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, athletic trainers, and registered dietitian nutritionists will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sports-specific rehabilitation. We can get you back to the action quickly and safely. Just call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine, your dream team.
Behind the scenes of the making of a great play area.
I'm envisioning something really spectacular. Something over the top. Let's draw up some plans.
Yes, JP.
Right away, JP. Excellent idea. Bold move, JP. We'll get right on it.
I see a large fort with a giant cannon to slide down. Let's make it historic. Tie it in with the history of Fort Wayne. And we gotta have it soft so kids of all ages can play. Let's have those blueprints on my desk by Monday morning.
Jefferson Point and Lutheran Children's Hospital ER presents Fort Wayne's largest indoor soft play area. Parents can relax while the kids explore a fort, slide down a cannon, and crawl through the 16-foot cherry blossom tree. Over 2,000 square feet of indoor play area, the largest retail play area in the state of Indiana. Bring the kids and enjoy the fun at Jefferson Point. For details, go to jeffersonshopping.com.
There's so much to see. It's where you want to be. Jefferson Point, Jefferson Point.
I like things fast. That's why I like roller coasters, guitar solos, and race cars. That's also why I love Fios Internet from Frontier. Now with 1 year of Amazon Prime. I use blazing fast Fios Internet to get instant access to Amazon Prime movies and TV shows. Plus, I get unlimited photo storage, music, and Kindle books. And you can't beat free 2-day shipping.
Get Fios Internet from Frontier for $24.99 per month with qualifying phone service and 1-year agreements on new Internet service, and get 1 year of Amazon Prime. Call 1-888-FRONTIER.
Oh, yeah. Life in the fast lane.
Get Fios Internet for $24.99 per month with 30 megabits per second upload and download speed, and get 1 year of Amazon Prime included. Call 1-888-FRONTIER. Limited time offer for qualifying services. taxes, fees, and other restrictions apply. 1 year of Amazon Prime service included with 1-year agreement on new internet service. A maximum $100 early termination fee applied. Subject to availability. Filer's Marks owned by Verizon Trademark Services, LLC, and used under license.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Welcome back, everybody, with Joe Walburn and our Walburn Financial Management postgame show. And looking at the line score of the ball game, Luers led it at the end of the first quarter, 13-0. They doubled their production going into halftime. They led 26-6. Now let's pick up the scoring in the second half. And it was Jalen Charlton that got the Knights into the end zone on a 3-yard touchdown run at the 8:19 mark, Joe, to make it 33-6. And you kind of touched on it when you talked to Mack and Wazinski down. Kyle Lindsey gets credit for calling the plays, and a lot of creativity, a lot of different looks, and really kept Northrop off stride, I thought, tonight.
Yeah, big time. I really liked what they did with the screen game. I thought they used so many different pieces, and now for the first time this year, we see all the pieces out there for Bishop Luers, and it was extremely impressive.
Luers would get into the end zone again in the third quarter at the 3:49 mark after a fumble recovery at the Northrup 6-yard line, and that would set up a one-play run by Charlton, good for 6 yards into the end zone. Howe adding the extra point to make it 40-6. Our play of the game, we're going to show a little love to Northrup tonight. It came early in the fourth quarter as Mike Snyder, who had just struggled here tonight. You know, they expect so much out of him. He's one of the Bruin team leaders, and finally had some love his way and shown with our play of the game, and it sounded like this.
1st and 10 for Shingley. 3 wide to the left. That's the wide side of the field. Looks back to the right. Now throws in the slot. He's got Mike Snyder at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and he's hit to the end zone for a touchdown. Mike Snyder, wow, good for 51 yards and a touchdown, and Mike Snyder's got to feel like the weight is off his shoulder.
That was our play of the game. They would come back with another Shane Lee to Snyder touchdown, good for 11 yards at the 8:01 mark to make it 40-20. And that was as close as we'd get. We had a couple of fourth down stops each way, 40-20, the final score as Bishop Luers with the win. As you mentioned, Joe, they will return home next Friday night. They took on Concordia. You can't look past the Cadets.
A dangerous team.
And as far as the Bruins, they go back on the road next Friday night. They'll face Bishop Dwenger. So we talked about the tough schedule part for the Bruins. They had Snyder, tonight Luers, Dwenger next week, 3 straight brutal weeks of scheduling.
Yeah, and they're battle tested after that. And then they'll have Concordia, North Side, South Side, so winnable games for Northrop. So don't give up on Northrop. They're not obviously going to win this conference, but Northrop's getting better, and they could win a game or two in the playoffs. But as far as Luers, we see Luers, Dwenger, and Carroll with big wins tonight and separate themselves. And that game next week with Snyder and Carroll becomes huge in the conference, because I think if Snyder beats Carroll, it's going to be tough for anybody to catch up with Snyder at that point.
And we'll have to see how the Archers fared in the late going. They were down 1.
They were down 1. I hadn't heard. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. But, again, big wins tonight for Leo. Leo comes through. Carroll gets a late stop of Homestead to get the win. Dwenger thumps Northside, a game that kind of surprised us. Snyder beats Concordia. Concordia hangs in there. East Noble, big win. Bluffton really gets trumped by Woodland. So you're beginning to see some of the dominant teams in the area rise to the top as we're already 4 weeks into high school football, Joe.
You mentioned Woodland. They are now 4-0. They were ranked number 3 in their poll, so they're going to get a lot of attention now.
Woodland's a good football team, and East Noble is a good football team. And, you know, Leo now proves they're a good football team. So we're beginning to see 4 weeks in, we're seeing that separation a little bit.
As far as our Friday Night Lights feature, next Friday night we'll be down south at Wayne. They'll take on the North Side Redskins. 7 o'clock our kickoff, and we'll have the pregame on Fox Sports beginning at 6:45. Noah Wazinski and Austin Mack are back. They made their presence felt here tonight at Spooler Stadium. They lead the Knights to a 40-20 victory over the Northrop Bruins. Special thanks to our studio producer. His name was Patrick Plummer. For Joe Auburn, I'm Joe Parson. Till next Friday night. So long, everybody. Thanks so very much for listening.